meteorologist, Dave Murray.
All right, 5:05 is our time right now, 43 degrees. You can listen to the Marc Cox Morning Show or any other show on 97.1 FM Talk anytime or anywhere. Just download our free Odyssey app.
The Marc Cox Morning Show is brought to you by Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw with the Retirement Advisory Group, retirementkey.com.
This is the Marc Cox Morning Show.
Good morning to you. Welcome in on your Tuesday morning. It is the 22nd?
23rd.
It's the 23rd. Wow. This week's flown by. I'm a little off kilter this morning. I was trying to stop and bring in some hot food for the crew on what will be my last broadcast this week, and I got suckered again. No good deed goes unpunished. By the way, do you like my Christmas sweater?
Oh yeah, Trump with the Santa hat on. I do like that.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Trying to get festive and get in the mood here, and tried to stop and bring in some hot food. So where do you think I tried to go this morning?
The place where you go regularly but get mad every time.
No. The Golden Arches. I tried again, and they failed me again. McDonald's, you suck. Can I just tell you that? You're not open 24 hours at your 24-hour stores. There's about an hour each morning when you can't get food, and it starts somewhere around 4 a.m. when Mark is on his way to work. And I got suckered in again. I stopped at the one at Clayton, Clarkson Road there, I should say, Clarkson Road, and 40. And I pulled through the drive-thru, and the guy tells me, first thing he tells me, I don't have any hash browns. And I'm like, I don't want hash browns. I want 4 breakfast sandwiches. Here's what I want. They have 2 for $5 or something. Give me 4 breakfast sandwiches. Okay, it's going to take me about 5 minutes. I'm like, I can give you 5 minutes. That's great. Except I misunderstood him. So I pull on around to the drive-thru. Nobody comes to the window. I wait. 10 minutes ticks by. I finally start yelling through the drive-thru window, hello, hello. And 15 minutes later, this dude shows up with a cash tray in his hand. Cash, not ash, cash tray. And he starts punching things into the computer. And I'm like, okay, he must just be moving the cash thing down to the second window, blah, blah, blah. Finally gets his little code put in, takes him like 3 or 4 more minutes, and he looks at me and goes, now, what did you want again?
Oh, my gosh.
And the top of my head just about blew off. And I'm like, you took my order at the drive-thru. Oh, the computers had not rebooted yet. So I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
So it took you 15 minutes to come out there and tell you that?
Back to the window to tell me that he was finally ready to take my order, although he took my order at the drive-thru and told me it would only be, I recorded it, said it would only be 5 minutes. And
are you going to send it to management?
I don't know what to do. I've never gotten any response from those people. It's like they don't care. The people that run McDonald's do not care that they're not open 24 hours a day.
Do you know why they don't care?
Because it only affects 1 or 2 people, like me in the morning?
Maybe that, but also because even though you get so irritated, you still go back. So they know that the irritation will last, but it's short-term irritation.
Why do I go back? Why do I go back? Because I love you guys.
Good, and
because
so
I
nice.
love you guys, and I want to try to bring you hot food in the morning. And that's the only place where there's a possibility of doing that at 4 a.m. because they say we're open 24 hours, but they're not open 24 hours.
We appreciate the effort and the irritation that you had to deal with to try to get us some hot food today.
Boy,
I want one of Donald
quickly.
I want one of Donald.
Really got out of hand fast.
I want one of Donald Trump's golden warships. Oh, that's what I want. I can go blow things up. I was so mad because then I'm 15 minutes behind on my trip to get downtown, and I'm texting Kim going, I'm late. I'm sorry, I'm going to be late. And she's like, anything I can do? I'm like, do you have a teleporter? Then I could get there faster. And she didn't know what I was talking about. It was a reference that was lost on her. So
you said Star Trek? It's funny because I just thought
it
would make sense to have a teleporter, but I didn't think it was in reference to anything.
Yeah. I did. I just needed to be teleported downtown. Wow.
Appreciate the effort, Mark.
So that's how my morning started. Yeah, there you go.
So you got us sandwiches?
Don't anger him.
They're in the little vending machine out here in the cafeteria. You can warm them up. I tried. I tried my level best this morning. Woo, man.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Mark's hot.
Looked at the guy and said, "You have got to be bleeping me."
Did you say that?
I did. He goes. He looked at me like I should have understood what was going on, and I guess in hindsight I should have, because I've never successfully gotten food at that restaurant at 4 a.m, ever.
Is there another one that is not that one that you could
There's
go to?
another one at Hampton, but I've never had any luck there either. They're always telling me, "Oh, I can't operate the computer," or they tell me it's cash only. I'm like, what?
Who carries cash these days?
Are you
I guess
just putting
you
it in your
should.
pocket? What are you talking about? It's cash only. I don't know.
The ice cream machine is down, a.k.a. I've heard it's because they don't want to clean it.
That could be. Wow. Well, at least on the bright side, we got lots of good stuff in the show for today. We got Todd Piro, believe it or not, because he's there on the look. Kilmeade's working this morning. I mean, all these folks at Fox are still working. We got Todd Piro this morning. Our friend Mark Walters on 2A Tuesday. Christian Kirk is going to join us this morning. I promised you this last week. We have an update on the Tesla vandalism story in Kirkwood. Yes, believe it or not, that has still drug out all this time, and it may be heading toward a guilty plea, but not what you think. So we're going to get an update this morning from the victim in this case, the guy that was the victim, and you won't believe some of the crap he's had to go through in the last 4 months since this happened. So we're going to get to him in the 8 o'clock hour today, along with Ryan Wiggins when he gets in. We'll talk to Ryan at about 8:35 this morning. All right. What a way to start the day. You know, I've been talking so much, I've not given you a short list. So why don't you
just make it up?
Make one up. Just play the bites in order, and we'll be all right here.
The Marc Cox Short List.
This is insane, and this is CBS News / Paramount / 60 Minutes. Personally, I canceled my Paramount subscription today, but Barry Weiss, now the head of CBS News, clearly a right-winger, clearly in line with Donald Trump, has made it clear that 60 Minutes will do the administration's bidding now.
Oh, my God. Yeah, that is Adam Kinzinger, former Republican, now a hard lefty. CNN still puts him on as a Republican. I'm not quite sure how after the January 6th committee and all that garbage. And now he's mad at CBS because he doesn't like Barry Weiss. Imagine that.
It's momentum on the Democratic side. We might not be all in agreement all the time, but there's more that unites us than divides us, and you just see that electric energy.
Do you feel electric energy? Do you feel it? I don't feel it. I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
The commitment I have made to protect New Yorkers, to protect Jewish New Yorkers, is one that I will uphold as the next mayor of the city. And we must distinguish between anti-Semitism and criticism of the Israeli government.
Wow. Mom Donnie, on a commitment to protect Jewish New Yorkers. He claims he will uphold that. This River to the Sea guy claims he will uphold that. Anybody buying it? No.
We are following multiple breaking news reports that the Kansas City Chiefs will be moving from Missouri to Kansas.
Led by Governor Kelly, leaders put political party aside, they put personal agendas aside, and they put our state's future above all else.
Woo, baby. How about that? Kansas City getting a little taste of what St. Louis has been through. And talk about, I was joking about feeling like Charlie Brown holding with Lucy pulling the football at the last second. All of us in the state of Missouri are Charlie Brown. And not because half of us wanted to be. The legislature went to special session to pass special rules to provide hundreds of millions of taxpayer dollars in subsidies to those millionaires that own the Kansas City Chiefs, and they're moving anyway. Does that sound familiar? The Rams did the exact same thing. They had already decided long before the city of St. Louis tried to scramble to keep them that they were leaving. And, of course, we ended up suing them. I don't know if the state of Missouri can sue the Chiefs or not, but they are moving across the river for a better deal in the state of Kansas. And the rumor is that the Royals have already acquired land and are seeking requests for proposals on that side of the river, on the other side of the river, although they haven't officially announced anything yet.
This is not surprising. We all saw this coming. And that's
Really?
why, don't you? I had a feeling that we would go through all this trouble. They would approve this. It was like a $1.5 billion incentive package that the lawmakers agreed to, only for them to say, yeah, we're going to go anyway.
I thought, honestly, that they were just playing one side against the other, and they wouldn't leave Kansas City, Missouri for Kansas City, Kansas. I honestly thought that, and I didn't support the deal. I didn't support what the governor and a bunch of Republicans got together and passed in that special session. I thought it was particularly because they had to buy off votes to get it passed. Remember, they had to promise to give you a tax break here or a tax break there, but not a tax break in, oh, by the way, the most populous counties in the state couldn't get it, but you might be able to freeze your property taxes in some of these other counties if we can just get you to go along and vote on this. It's a great deal. And now we're left holding the bag again as taxpayers, because if the Royals leave and the Chiefs leave, who's left? Who's left?
Do you think the Cardinals?
One team standing.
I was going to say.
Well, I mean, we do. You can count City, I guess, as a professional sports franchise,
We got
even
the
though
Blues, too.
they suck.
Blues, Cardinals, City.
But who's left? The Blues and the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. For major league sports teams in Kansas City have a professional soccer team.
Yeah,
I think maybe they do.
I can't remember their
So,
name.
so
though.
I guess maybe you could count 4. But now, I mean, the people that win here are the Cardinals. We'll talk more about this coming up. But guess what's coming next? Cardinal Stadium is 20 years old. Pretty soon, they're going to start bellyaching that if they don't upgrade it, they're going to be passed up by all the other baseball stadiums. And guess who's on the hook now? Because the Cardinals aren't moving to Illinois. Because if you think the butts in the seat problem sucks now, go ahead and put a stadium over in Sauget and see what happens. That's not going to happen. They're not moving to Illinois. So they're going to leverage that and use free taxpayer money to upgrade Busch Stadium. They're the only ones left. I don't know. I kind of saw that one. Coming, even if we'd managed to keep the Chiefs, who are now leaving the state. So, all right. Quick break here. We went way over. Let's get to our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare and the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
traffic from the 97.1 FM Talk Traffic Center.
Well, good morning to you. It will not surprise you that we don't have much traffic at this hour, but eastbound 70, there's some road work at Highway Z, and that is causing a delay out west. Westbound looks fine, eastbound slow at Z. And at this hour, that's really all I'm seeing as far as any kind of delay. We look great on the Illinois side as well. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Well, make your plans for the new year. What's on your list? Is it going to be new carpeting? A great time to buy it right now. Then you can take your time getting that installation scheduled really as quickly as you want with Michaels, because they make you the promise that they could get it installed the next day if it's in stock. But maybe you don't need it that fast. Just understanding that they're going to make that effort should make a difference for you when you're carpet shopping. There are lots of options out there. My friend Mike Reynolds understands that. He knows, he's learned the lesson after so many years in the business that you have to give customers what they want, a great selection, great prices, and then great customer service. And he always follows up with that. The 4 times I've had carpeting from Michaels, it's been a fantastic, fantastic experience. So go visit them. They've got a bunch of great Mohawk products, but they carry a bunch of different lines of carpeting and flooring, and you're going to find the one that's perfect for you. They'll even bring samples to your house. They'll professionally measure for you so you don't buy more product than you need. It's a great experience. Visit them in Old Town St. Peter's and Dardine Prairie or in West St. Louis County, or go online today to igotfloor.com.
The team at Ricken Financial want to help you make educated and informed decisions about your retirement strategies.
Why not rely on individuals who can optimize your thinking and optimize your plan and optimize all the resources and show you what's all available to be able to make a truly informed decision?
Call Ricken Financial today, 314-207-6211, or online at rickenfinancial.com, and join us for Kickin' with the Rickens, Sunday at 1 p.m. here on 97.1 FM Talk. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
One more drink before I drive home. I'm probably okay. I open the window to stay alert. Probably okay. I just popped some gum in my mouth.
Step out of the car, please.
I probably made a mistake.
Probably okay isn't okay when it comes to drinking and driving. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Truth. Backbone. Marc Cox on 97.1 FM Talk. St. Louis Conservative.
Another year has come and gone, and Christmas time is already here.
Welcome back. Those are the Wright Brothers, one of my favorite songs. It's an oldie but a goodie. Listen to a little bit of this.
They don't need another sweater because of warmer weather, and they've already got all the fruitcakes. Give them something they've been eating, something to stop the bleeding. This is what you get on this holiday. Get on the limbo letter, the Wright Brothers record, sign them up at Hannity.com. You get them and Coulter's latest, something Ronald Reagan, Glenn Beck Christmas tickets can't go wrong. Some Prozac for their climate
This is great, wait for it.
Or Arctic ice before it disappears. Yeah, that's what you get, the liberal on your list this year.
Nice. I don't even think the Wright Brothers are still producing new music. That obviously is making old references there to Rush Limbaugh and the Limbaugh Letter and all that. But a fantastic song. One of my favorites this time of year. Well, I'm going to play that again before the show's over. By the way, I got to take part in something very special yesterday, and it wasn't my idea. I was invited to participate in this, and it felt so good to see the reaction on the waitress's face. A bunch of guys got together. There were 12 of us, and we did it intentionally because we identified someone that we knew we could bless, because we had the ability to do that. So basically, we all sat down at this table of 12. The waitress at this location I'm not going to identify the restaurant because I don't want to embarrass her. It's not about that. And we all threw $100 into the pot. And then we ordered cocktails and appetizers and all that. And when the bill came, it was about $300 roughly, our tab. So she got the rest of it. So it was a little over $1,000 tip a few days before Christmas. And we had identified this young lady, Steph. I'll just stop there. And because she's a single mother, she has a 15-year-old son. She'd been saving money for him to try to go to band camp because that's all he wanted for Christmas was for them to be able to afford for him to go to band camp this next summer. And this is going to take care of that. So we were happy we could do it. And Dan Buck is the one that invited me to take part in this. We're going to try to do it once every year.
What was
every
her
year at
reaction?
Christmas. Oh, she was overwhelmed.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
So she had no idea this was coming.
None. No. It was, and on top of that, and here's the thing about it, like I didn't have anything to do with determining who we were going to select and bless, but on top of all of it, she was a fantastic server, hostess. I mean, she was basically running the joint by herself, but she was very attentive and good with getting the drinks to you and getting the food orders in and. I mean, she just did a great job on top of everything else, and I couldn't have thought of anybody more deserving.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Are you sure you don't want to give the tip to the McDonald's staffer this morning?
There's probably not a chance I'm going there again anytime soon. Although somebody online said they were hungry this morning now for a McDonald's breakfast sandwich. You might be able to go at 5:30 and have a better experience. Don't ever try to go there at 4 in the morning because they're not open 24 hours. Even if that's what the sign says.
How many other fast food restaurants that claim to be 24 hours do the same thing? Is that just a general understanding that you're quote-unquote 24 hours, but you shut down overnight? Did they say it's to restart the system or something, the computers?
There's something goofy like that. I mean, it's 2025. Why would you have to reboot the system to switch from hamburgers to breakfast food?
They wouldn't even be switching at that time.
Somebody is smart enough to figure that out, don't you think?
Oh, they are.
It's their
one in Arnold. You go at 3:30 in the morning. They got hamburgers. It's not breakfast food.
Well, I know that. Yeah, it's
not till 4
dinner time until
I did not know that.
A little later.
Is that when the munchies hit for people?
I guess,
4 a.m.?
and then at 4 a.m. is when they have breakfast. So
blue collar people are coming out at 4.
Maybe. Pop me back up here. We'll go out with little Wright brothers. And Kim, what are we going to be talking about here on Kim on a Whim?
Have you heard about this woman who's bus driver who's kind of gone viral for the sign that she put up on her bus that is sparking a very big debate?
I did not. We'll talk about it coming up.
And since they're trying to stop Christmas, I don't think they'll be getting anything from old St. Nick this time. So get on the Limbo letter, the Wright Brothers record, sign them up at Hannity.com.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com or call us toll-free at 888-367-6512.
License number E2014A.
Hey, it's good to see you.
At Grasser Home Services, we're looking for happy plumbers to join our team. Plumbers who are polite, honest, and do the job right.
And love dogs. They must love dogs.
Plumbers who treat customers' homes with respect, care about the details, and show up on time.
Know a happy plumber who's great with dogs?
Have them call Grasser Home Services.
Green is always Grasser at GrasserHomeservices.com.
You've been listening to the very popular Wellness One for many years, Saturdays and Sundays on 97.1 FM Talk. We're happy to share that we've expanded the show to 4 times a week. Yes, 4 times every weekend. Saturday at 10 a.m., Saturday at 8 p.m., Sunday at 9 a.m., and Sunday at 2 p.m. It's the same great show designed to cut through the nonsense and provide you a common sense, science-based strategy for a healthy life. So join TJ and Aaron for Wellness One. Now 4 times a week on 97.1 FM Talk.
I'm Attorney General Catherine Hanaway with an important message about holiday scams. During the holidays, we see an uptick in phony package delivery notices, fake charities, travel booking scams, and urgent gift card scams. If you've been the victim of a fraud, please call my office to help at 800-392-8222 or visit ago.mo.gov.
Sponsored by the Missouri Attorney General's Office.
At Smile Train, we understand that most children with clefts need a little extra care to help them grow healthy and strong. Visit smiletrain.org to learn how Smile Train is supporting the cleft community with lifelong smiles.
I'm Stuart Varney, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The wind industry is pushing back after the Trump administration pauses leases for all large-scale offshore wind projects being constructed in the U.S.
The wind industry says these constant starts and stops are creating a, quote, chilling effect on investment, but the administration says it's preventing a fiscal train wreck.
Fox's Darren Botello. Interior Secretary Doug Burgum on Fox Business telling Maria Bartiromo the pause is due to concerns about radar interference and national security risks identified by the Department of War. An update on the economy. The gross domestic product report for the fall quarter comes out this morning, along with durable goods orders that measures demand for big-ticket items for manufactured things ranging from airplanes to dishwashers, meant to last 3 years or longer. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Lillian Wu, invested in you.
Need life insurance but have diabetes, high blood pressure, or on anxiety meds? If you're a 50-year-old male, even porky, or with type 2 diabetes, $1 million of life insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. For affordable term life insurance, call Term Provider and speak with Big Lou at 800-444-2013, 800-444-2013, or visit biglou.com. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. 800-444-2013.
Traffic from the 97.1 FM Talk Traffic Center.
Well, good morning to you. We've got a traffic jam on eastbound 70 at this hour. It's all due to road work, and this is as you approach Highway Z, and it's a jam that goes back past the Bob Evans, so just a little bit of a jam behind it. But once you clear this, things will open up and look fine. In fact, the rest of the area, at least on the interstates, looks fine at this hour with light volume. Quiet on the Illinois side as well, and we look great on the bridges downtown. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
I will just about guarantee you that even the folks at Air Comfort Service will be surprised when we get to 70 degrees on Christmas Day, but they're going to love it because they're there for you 24 hours a day if something goes wrong. So we will have our air conditioner on Christmas Day this year. You know you will. You're going to have people over. You're going to be cooking. Maybe you're going to have to cool the house off, or it's going to overheat. In my experience, so they're there for you. If your furnace isn't working overnight when it's in the 30s, or your air conditioner is not working when it gets to 74 or 75 or whatever it's going to be Christmas Day, call Air Comfort Service. Here's the phone number: 314-513-0091, and that'll get you a technician. They operate 24 hours a day. They've got 5 stars, thousands of 5-star reviews on Google for people that have used Corey Malone and the gang over the years, and I love being on their preferred partner plan. I get priority service. If something's going wrong, I get discounts. You can join at $19 a month, and you're set to go all year long. And then they'll come out in the spring and the summer and check your entire system for you regularly. 314-513-0091. Put it in your phone now. Tell them Marc Cox told you to call, or go online to aircomfortservice.com.
He's Donald Trump's #1 enemy in Congress, Chicago politician Dick Durbin. Now, Durbin has a new scheme. He's doing the dirty work to benefit corporate megastores. Durbin's bill could cut corners on your credit card security, putting your personal data at risk. Big chain retailers and warehouse stores want to inflate their profits, and liberal Dick Durbin would help them do it. Tell senators, say no to the megastores and Dick Durbin. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
This holiday season, Ruler Foods has the deals you've been waiting for. Sugardale butt or shank portion hams, just 99 cents a pound. Stock up on your favorite drinks with Coke or Pepsi 12 packs, buy 2, get 2 free. And don't forget the baking essentials. Kroger 4-count butter sticks, 2 for $6. Celebrate the season with low prices on everything you need. Hurry into Ruler Foods today, where you'll save more and stress less this holiday. And don't forget the Ruler Foods app. Get exclusive savings, browse weekly ads, and even order delivery all right from your phone. RulerFoods.com.
Consistently right.
It's a ritual.
97.1 FM Talk. St. Louis Conservative. Kim on a whim.
A school bus driver in Pennsylvania has been fired after she posted some sign that has a lot of people talking. Here's what the sign said. It said, out of respect to English-only students, there will be no speaking Spanish on this bus.
Wow.
This investigation started. It's the Juniata, hopefully I'm saying that correctly, County School District in Pennsylvania. They started some investigation in February and ended up firing her. Listen to this woman. This is Diane Crawford. She's 66 years old.
I don't know what else to do. I get Medicare and Medicaid now and SNAP. I had to go on antidepressants because of this.
It's really sad, obviously emotional. And her reasoning is because of something that was supposedly happening on the bus. She says really this was about trying to create a safe environment, not target any group. Listen.
I didn't know if he was bullying somebody, telling them to do something they shouldn't do. How do you keep control of your bus if you have no control?
Okay, so she was saying there was some bilingual student who rode the bus and had a history of targeting other students in Spanish. So she's saying, look, I'm not tolerating bullying in any language. I wasn't trying to be insensitive. I'm just trying to set some boundaries here, and we're not going to tolerate that.
But there must have been some incident. Was the story, I read something about this, and the only thing I drew from it is that there were a group of Spanish-speaking kids on the bus who were the troublemakers, and she could never figure out what they were saying because they always hid it by speaking in Spanish. They could speak English, but they only spoke in Spanish on the bus just to get away with whatever it was they were trying to do. Now, I guess the answer would have been, why didn't you bring a upper-level manager on to see what was happening before you just randomly decided you were going to enforce board rules? Like that's probably something the school board's going to have to decide if it's going to be English only on a school bus. I don't disagree with her frustration, just the way she went about it, maybe, right?
Why
did they fire her?
She could have done it better. Well, they're trying to claim it's discriminatory. But the Department of Justice is now investigating this whole thing because they're saying, look, we're so tired of this DEI junk, and she was just trying to create order on the bus.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I support English as the language of the United States. That it should be the official language, and you should have to assimilate and speak English if you're in the United States, period. They should have done the same thing in Europe, and they wouldn't have some of the problems they have over there. But they've never forced anybody to assimilate. If you want to live here, fine. Speak English. Everybody speaks English.
Well, just some sign saying you have to speak English is not going to get, I don't know how old the kids are who ride her bus, but it's not going to convince kids who are already supposedly bullies to speak English. Right. They're not going to listen to that. In fact, if anything, it'll just fuel the flames, which is exactly what it did. What she really should have done, and maybe she did this, and it's just not part of the article that I've seen, is she should have gone to the school district and said, look, these are the kids who are consistently causing issues on the bus, and they're bullying other students. I need your help controlling them. What would a school district do in that case? Because it's easy for these school districts, to handle the kids in the classroom. They send them to the principal's office, or eventually they suspend them if they have enough incidents, or expel them. But when it's on the bus, what is the bus driver supposed to do? What can they do? What actions taken? They're not going to send a school administrator to ride the bus with them.
They can't do anything more than the classroom teachers could do these days.
I think they could do less.
And all that, and probably less, but the result is the same. these school administrators are weak. They're weak-kneed. They don't want to have to enforce any rules, so they do stupid things like zero-tolerance policies, which don't fix the problem. If a bully is bullying someone and they get in a fight, then they go to the office, they both get suspended because they have a zero-tolerance policy. Instead of saying the bully is the one responsible for this, you're out. And letting the other kid, what you should say to the other kid is, thank you for punching that bully in the nose. Hopefully you've taught him a life lesson. But we got away from that about 35 or 40 years ago, and there's no going backwards. So now there's zero discipline in the classroom. There's even less discipline on these school buses, and I don't blame this poor woman for getting frustrated. I think she handled it probably not the way she should have, but I don't think she deserved to be fired for it. Maybe they make her apologize and then put a monitor on the bus who speaks Spanish to figure out what these little punks were up to, and then kick them off the bus and let them figure out their own way to school.
That's it. I bet
they should be punished, not her.
I bet a lot of the bullying happens on school buses because it is harder to control. You have one driver who's rightfully distracted because they're trying to drive the bus safely, so they can't stop the bus and be like, hey, I'm going to go back there. I highly doubt that happens. So they know these kids, these punks, know they can get away with it.
I would last as a bus driver about one day. Can I just
totally
tell you that?
believe that?
When we were little, I remember this clear as day. When we were in grade school, our bus driver, we thought was a mean old lady, but looking back, she was awesome.
Yeah.
She would yell at us and say, I'm pulling this bus over and I'm going to sit here until you guys.
Did she ever?
And she did.
Really?
And she's like, I don't care if you're 2 hours late home.
See, but wouldn't that? So
and
that's
now
interesting.
they'll get in trouble for
I was going to
Now
say
she'd get sued
But
over that.
they should do that.
Yeah, she would just sit there until we all sat down and we were like, whoa.
But here's the other thing. A lot of if you're a victim of this bullying, what happens is the kid is understandably upset, and then the parent feels like they then have to go out of their way to drive their kid to school because they don't want their kid bullied on the bus. And the school district's probably not doing much about it. I would really like to know about a case here in the St. Louis area where there's been consistent bullying on the school bus and they actually did something and it was effective.
Well, maybe we could open up the text line, 314-241-9797. Maybe you've got an experience like that. My experience is that the schools have basically given up on enforcing anything discipline-wise. They don't want to have to deal with it, and the kids aren't getting it at home anymore. I mean, what's happened in the last 30 years? I'm sorry, I don't want to be the old guy yelling, get off my lawn. But when I was in middle school, which would have been in the mid-'70s, I was taken into the assistant principal's office and paddled with a wooden paddle.
That went up to the 80s.
And by 1988, so 10 years after that, I went back to that same school as a substitute teacher to make a little extra money in the same school. And I told some kid to lower his voice, and the little punk laid down on the floor and kept talking. And I went over and physically lifted him up off the ground and sat him back down in his chair.
Was that your last day ever substituting?
I got called back to the principal's office and told, don't ever put your hand on one of my kids again, because if he gets a bruise, his parents will sue the school district.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he's a punk, and he needs to be bent over that table and paddled like you did to me here in this same school 10 years ago.
So were there just
when you learn a little respect?
So back in the 80s, were there just no lawsuits?
I don't know.
Was that it?
I don't know. I don't know when
I think parents liked it.
Because they probably knew that would then lead to better behavior.
Well, they
at
weren't
home.
disciplining you. Yeah.
They weren't.
Yeah.
I mean, trust me, my parents disciplined me. But
Sure.
if we got whooped at school, they're like, well, you get it.
Used
That's what
to be,
you get.
Whatever, when you get home, it's going to be worse. But
Right.
that ended a long time ago, too. So these punks, these bullies, know they're not going to get in trouble no matter what they do. They're basically untouchable.
My daughter has told me because she rides the bus, and the stuff those kids say on there.
Oh, I'm sure.
A grown man
Bullying?
blush. No, just
inappropriate?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember.
A
This
lot.
is like, I believe that. This is nothing, but I remember there was some bullying happening on the bus when I would ride it, I think back in middle school, and they would ask this girl, what's a bouquet? This sounds so dumb. What's a bouquet? And she'd say, a bunch of flowers. And then they'd say, what's a bunch of flowers? A bouquet. And it would go on and on and on. They'd ask her 50 times in a row. And I think she had some, maybe she was on the spectrum. And it was just so sad because they would just laugh and laugh and laugh at her. Okay, we do have some text coming in on our text lines. One person says, upper management wouldn't do anything to the Spanish-speaking kids. Somebody else suggested audio-visual cameras on buses. So I actually don't think that's a bad idea. The question would be,
as I say, there used to always be cameras.
The problem is, would it be the bus driver then who would report, hey, there's an ongoing issue with these students? Can you watch the video?
Sure.
And then you punish them after?
Or they used to have somebody get on the bus and ride the route with the school bus.
But they don't have enough staff for that. Is the problem?
Sure,
they would say it's a lack of funding, and you're not willing to give us more tax dollars. And if you were willing to give us more tax dollars, then we would happily do that.
No offense, but what some of those bus drivers are making, I wouldn't care what those kids are doing either, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get you from A to B.
Safely.
I don't care what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone else
for my
says
$15 an hour that they're making.
the buses should be video and audio monitored. What were the students saying? Discipline if necessary.
Well, maybe that lady can go get a job at McDonald's. Don't they pay an $18 or $19 an hour now? It's crazy.
Well, I mean, Fox didn't have enough bus drivers. But
Right.
They just couldn't hire them.
It's a consistent problem in many school districts, right? I always see signs up trying to hire bus drivers.
Yeah, I'm with Mark on here. Homeschooling is the only option. It's certainly an option. It's also intimidating, and if you don't have a parent who can stay home and do it, how do you pull it off successfully? Everybody works 2 jobs these days, right? But I mean, both parents work, I should say. So that's a tough call too. It's no easy answer, but I hate to see that lady lost her job over that. That's just a shame. All right, we'll take a quick break, and we'll be back here in just a couple of minutes. And we got Ryan Schmelz on the other side of the hour. We're going to talk a little bit more about what's going on. Rand Paul, love him or hate him, releases something called a Festivus report every year on, like, overspending. Well, last year was pre-Doge. It'll be interesting to see what he's come up with this year. We'll get to all that and more straight ahead. Stay tuned.
Traffic from the 97.1 FM Talk Traffic Center.
Well, we look good on the roads this morning with one exception, and it's road work causing delays. Eastbound 70 headed for Highway Z. They've got a lane down, and that's created a jam behind it. But other than that, we are good and look great on the Missouri side and the Illinois side. Really quiet on the Illinois side and on the bridges downtown. So not too bad here this morning. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
This report is sponsored by McKelvey Homes.
Hi, I'm Jim Brennan at McKelvey Homes. Have you always wished for a brand new home in an established neighborhood? Select one of our move-in ready custom homes throughout St. Louis, or we will build on your lot. Visit McKelveyhomes.com and move up to McKelvey.
All right, I was just in there a few minutes ago before the show eating some popcorn, and it reminded me it's time for me to go back to the dentist, and that is Dr. Michael White. I had to put off an appointment for a cleaning a while back because of my rib injury, so I need to get that rescheduled. But if you put off your dental visits for any other reason, because you're scared, Dr. White is the dentist you need to go see because he is hyper-focused in his practice on making sure people are not missing good dental care out of some old fear. And if it's the pain thing that you're worried about, it makes you nervous, he can do sedation dentistry if that's the deal. His goal is to make it as pain-free as he can and as pain-free on your wallet as he can. He's done a good job over the years controlling expenses and charges, and he never wants anybody to avoid dental work out of fear of pain or payment. So please give him a call, 314-270-8552. Ask any questions that you might have, and tell him you heard Marc Cox talking about it. My entire family goes to see Dr. White, and we love dealing with him. He's a great guy, and you're going to enjoy his practice and all the people that work down there. He's right down near Lindbergh and Watson in Sunset Hills. 314-270-8552 or online at sunsethills.dentist.
Hey, it's Kim St. Ange from the Marc Cox Morning Show. Another great year in the books. Flew by. Thank you so much for being part of it. We're just really thankful for all of you. And to quote one of my favorite movies, Merry Christmas, you filthy animals, and a Happy New Year.
This holiday season, when you get them Steel, batteries are included. Buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery. Visit SteelUSA.com for gift ideas and seasonal savings. Happy holidays from Steel. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
You're listening to the Marc Cox Morning Show on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
I think that Branson commercial that runs endlessly whenever I hear that song these days. I can't help it. I had him readjust my camera. I actually reached up and did it, and Ethan was helping. So it's cutting off the top of my head, but I wanted you all to see my Festivus Christmas sweater this morning that I got last year. I was 2 years ago, wasn't it, Kim? Right after you started on the show, we did the thing with Brian Kilmeade down in Eureka. Yeah. And I wanted something Christmassy, so I ordered this, and it was right after they hauled Donald Trump into Georgia and took his mugshot, and somebody took that photo and put a Santa hat on it, and this is the Fulton County jail symbol up here in the corner. And so it's Trump's mugshot from the persecution days before he was president again, and I just thought it was very festive. So,
but there's shirts that I just look at and I'm like, oh yeah, that's absolutely a Mark shirt, and that is definitely one of them.
I thought so. Thank you. I wore it last night to our little event when we got together. That was a lot of fun. So let's talk about Australia again for a minute. Not only because they have fantastic accents over there, and I want to play the bites, but because what came out of this guy's mouth is just about one of the most in-your-face telling things that you could imagine about how great America is and how lucky you are to be in America compared to just about every other place in the world. Can I just tell you that? Because of our Constitution and what our founders were wise enough to do to protect for us in this country. So and we watch what's going on in Europe, and it is disturbing, right? It's disturbing that somebody from the United Kingdom comes to the U.S. on holiday around the 4th of July. They get invited to a party. They get somebody takes a picture of them shooting a gun. They then share that picture on their social media. And when the guy gets back home, they interviewed him and ultimately arrested and charged him with putting a dangerous picture online. Think about that. And that couldn't, I mean, I would hope that couldn't happen in the U.S. I know Facebook has banned me for sharing something from the range one time that didn't even show a firearm in it. Because they said I was, violating their community standards. We face constant risks to our rights, whether it's our First Amendment right or our Second Amendment right, but we have the Constitution at our back. And we're so blessed to have that. We really are. And I hope people don't forget about that. But sometimes things happen that kind of bring it all home, and then you, of course, can make your own mind up. Have you heard the name Chris Mims? Chris Minns, I'm sorry, M-I-N-N-S. He is the premier of the section of Australia where the shooting happened. The NSW Premier is his name. They're in Australia. And he is bragging to the world about why they're lucky to not have a constitution like they have in America. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. You can't fix stupid. This is how far out of touch with reality these people are. Listen to his reasoning here. Chris Minns.
There's been some that have been agitating in the Parliament to nullify the laws, to remove them off the statute books. Think about what kind of toxic message that would send to the New South Wales community. And I think the advocates for those changes need to explain, what do they want people to have the right to say? What kind of racist abuse do they want to see or be able to lawfully see on the streets of Sydney? I recognise, and I've fully said from the beginning, that we don't have the same freedom of speech laws that they have in the United States. And the reason for that is that we want to hold together our multicultural community and have people live in peace, free from the kind of vilification and hatred that we do see around the world.
So in other words, You can't live in peace and harmony if you have a right to free speech.
Well, that's it. People are willing these days to trade freedom for quote unquote peace.
Yeah, but what has that got to do with it? Your ability for your government not to shut down your freedom of speech. They don't have those protections in Australia. But clearly, they're waning in parts of Europe where they can arrest you for putting the wrong meme up on your X feed. Or putting up a picture on your Facebook feed. And now in Australia, they're going to shut you down if you say something online about somebody that they don't like, whether it's a Muslim terrorist, like the one that killed all the Jews at the Hanukkah celebration, or else. I mean, we're not just talking about hate language. It's going to go a lot further. It's the thought police in Australia.
And a lot of other places. England, too, right? Aren't they looking at
Right.
similar things where you post something that is deemed whatever? They don't like it, and so they could haul you off to jail. They just did that with some guy, didn't they?
They did. And the point of the whole point of this is, without the First Amendment, the Democrats in this country would do the exact same thing as all of these democratic socialist leaders around the world. They would love nothing more than to be able to shut you down if they disagree with your free speech, your speech. They're the most tolerant people in the world until you disagree with them. And then they want to shut you down. It permeates the Democratic Party. They hate you, and they hate me, and they hated Charlie Kirk for being able to speak his mind. So they killed him. Not they collectively, but he was killed because he spoke his mind. And if you believe Candace Owens, it's because he made the Jews mad. Or the Egyptians were flying around and following him. I don't know. The point is, we're so blessed in this country. That's one thing to be thankful for again over the holidays, as you say in your prayers. Thank God you were born in America, or at least became a naturalized citizen. That's why everybody wants to come here. That's why they're dying to come here. We're going to be back in just a minute.
Running a small business is a daily balancing act. One late shipment, one price hike, one employee issue, and your whole month, maybe the entire year, could be in trouble. That's where LendSeek comes in.
I needed $100,000 fast to keep up with inventory demands. LendSeek had me funded the same day I applied. Between their AI platform finding the fastest deal and a dedicated funding specialist guiding the process, it couldn't have been easier.
Our AI-driven platform matches your business with the right program from over 100 funders, up to $2 million in as fast as 24 hours. Don't wait until it's too late. If you've been in business at least 2 years with more than $500,000 in annual revenue, qualifying is simple. No collateral, no out-of-pocket costs, no hassle. From lines of credit, term loans to revenue-based financing, LendSeek is open for business. Apply in minutes at lendseek.com. That's LENDSEEK.com.
When you're approaching retirement, there are a lot of questions to answer. Do you have enough money to fund your income for life? How should you claim Social Security? And what's your plan for health care and long-term care? Hi, I'm Eric Robert, Director of Investments with the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel and host of On the Money Saturday mornings at 11 on 97.1 FM Talk. Don't leave your retirement to chance. It's crucial to understand and address relevant risks before you retire. Our team can help you get organized, guide you through critical retirement decisions, and create an investment portfolio designed around your needs. To schedule your free retirement plan consultation, go to clearpathinvesting.com. That's clearpathinvesting.com. Or call us at 636-695-2650. That's clearpathinvesting.com or 636-695-2650. Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member SIPC and NYSE.
Wishing you a wonderful holiday season filled with joy and laughter. May your new year bring happiness and success. Cherish every moment with family and friends. From your friends at Kaufman Townsley, St. Louis's injury lawyers.
Tired of mice? Point Pest Control finds their entry points, eliminates the infestation, and seals them out for good with our exclusion services. Mention Annie to get 10% off on top of any other special. Call 636-798-0023. Visit Point with an E, pointpestcontrol.com.
At Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital,
every moment with our patients is a gift. This holiday season, you can be the reason children have hope as they fight serious illness and reach milestones once thought impossible. Your gift provides life-saving care to those who need it most. Please donate today at treeofhope.org and be the reason a child has hope for tomorrow.
KFTK FM Florissant from the Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's Injury Lawyers Studio. Call 314-777-7777.
That's 314-777-7777.
Another alleged narco-terrorist dead in the water. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, and another U.S. military strike targeting illegal drug trafficking boats off the coast of Venezuela. In a crackdown on leader Nicolas Maduro's regime, President Trump says,
"We have a massive armada formed, the biggest we've ever had.
This is now the 29th strike against an alleged drug boat. U.S. Southern Command says one man was killed. The death toll now topping 100 as the administration doubles down on Operation Southern Spear.
Fox's Madeline Rivera.
Russia is pledging full support for Maduro's government as China condemns the United States seizures of 2 oil tankers off the coast of Venezuela.
And the U.S. continues to pursue a third tanker alleged to be carrying black market sanctioned oil. After another round of peace talks over the weekend said to be progressing, trying to stop Russia's war, another bombardment.
Ukraine says it was attacked overnight with dozens of missiles and more than 600 drones. There have been widespread power cuts as a result, particularly in the southern Odessa region. President Volodymyr Zelensky said the Russian attacks were an attempt to damage Ukraine's maritime infrastructure.
Fox's Jonathan Savage, at least 3 Ukrainians reported dead. The Justice Department's released thousands more files from the Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficking investigation, but some in Congress are not happy.
Threatening to hold Attorney General Pam Bondi in contempt of Congress or even impeach her. Republican Thomas Massey and Democrat Ro Khanna say the DOJ is still withholding Epstein files. The DOJ contends it's complying with the law passed by Congress. But even some GOP members say the White House is playing with fire, especially since the files are so important to the Trump coalition.
Fox's Chad Pergam at the Capitol. You didn't hit the Powerball jackpot last night. Neither did I. Nobody won it. So the fortune's even bigger tomorrow night. $1.7 billion, the 4th largest lottery prize ever. America's listening to Fox News.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take DayQuil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the DayQuil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
Picture this, you're on a date, and then bad breath happens. Confidence gone. Here's the truth. Most gums and mints are just bad breath Band-Aids, but not Zellman's Minty Mouth. The functional breath freshener you swallow. Tiny dual-action capsules with mint on the outside, parsley seed oil inside, clinically tested to fight the toughest offenders, even garlic and onions. It's only available online. Go to Zellmans.com, Zelmins, Zellmans.com, code FRESH for 15% off.
Good morning, Tuesday, December 23rd. I'm Kim St. Ange for 97.1 FM Talk. 43 degrees now, our time 6:03. The Kansas City Chiefs are leaving Missouri and moving to Kansas. The Chiefs are building a new domed stadium, training facility, team headquarters, and entertainment district that will be located in Johnson County, Kansas. The goal is to be ready for the start of the 2031 season. This, of course, as you might know, is a gut punch to Missouri after lawmakers had called a special session and approved a $1.5 billion incentive package earlier this year to try to keep the Chiefs in the state. Nearly 24 South St. Louis County families are without a home just days before Christmas after a fire broke out at their apartment building. Firefighters say that wind yesterday, it just fueled the flames that started at the Arthur Commons complex. That's off Lindbergh and Tesson Ferry. That fire starting around 2 o'clock yesterday. Thankfully, in all this, no one was hurt. Firefighters were even able to rescue a dog that was trapped. Plans for a new Costco here in the St. Louis Metro were just approved. The Lake St. Louis Board of Aldermen voted to give Costco a permit to open at the intersection of Lake St. Louis Boulevard and Hawk Ridge Circle. Construction of that Costco will start in the spring with the goal of finishing by the summer of 2027. In sports, Blues lost to the Lightning last night, 4-1 the final. And Illinois will definitely have bragging rights for the next year after crushing Mizzou yesterday. Crushing, yes, 91-48. Yikes. All right, we are approaching 6:05, 43 degrees. I'm Kim St. Ange for 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Traffic from the 97.1 FM Talk Traffic Center.
Well, we've got an accident involving multiple vehicles and a tractor trailer. And this is eastbound 70, just east of Natural Bridge, just there as you head toward 170, coming off and past the airport. And they've got the left lanes blocked at this hour, only one right lane getting through, and they're worried a little bit about a fuel spill. So we'll see how this shapes up, but if this is part of your commute, that's really the only serious delay we have at this hour. Other than that, we've got light traffic. Now, eastbound 70 was slowing. As you headed for Z, we had some road work out there, but it looks like things are thinning out. Quiet on the Illinois side as well. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
Our rather non-December quiet weather pattern continues. A little chilly out the door this morning, but partly sunny and 62 for the high. Cool front comes by tonight, very weak. A lot of clouds, though, 44. Wednesday, partly to mostly cloudy, 69 for the high, 73 the record. Christmas Eve, Wednesday night, cloudy, a sprinkle, 55. Thursday, Christmas Day, partly sunny and 71. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
43 degrees now downtown at the Arch. Our time is 6:06. You can listen to the Marc Cox Morning Show or any other show on 97.1 FM Talk anytime or anywhere. Just download the free Odyssey app.
The Marc Cox Morning Show is brought to you by Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw with the Retirement Advisory Group, retirementkey.com.
This is the Marc Cox Morning Show.
Welcome back to the Marc Cox Morning Show. Kim was just giving us her wish list for Christmas. Among her wishes for the new year would be hair and makeup provided as they do for the folks on Fox News. Wouldn't that be great?
Oh, my gosh. I always see polls of if you could have one thing, like could you have someone cook for you? Would you pick to have someone clean for you? Probably cleaning would be what I would want someone to do. I mean, hair and makeup would be amazing if someone just picked out my outfit and did all those things. But yeah, if I had to choose, I would choose cleaning.
Well, we were in the TV news business basically in two different eras, Kim. Did you ever know anybody at any of your stations who got their hair and makeup done before the show started, like for them?
No, not in local TV.
Always did that for themselves.
Oh, yeah. I would do it in the car on the way to a live shot in a moving van trying to do my mascara with no light on except maybe my cell phone flashlight and just hope that when I got on the air that I didn't look ridiculous.
Yeah. I know. I mean, it's not that
you did your mascara like that too?
I did my makeup for the morning news because you had to, because you were in a bright, shiny studio and you would be completely washed out if you didn't have some color on your face. I reserved the last, I rush in here sometimes at the last second.
Because you're doing your makeup?
I reserved the last 5 minutes before I went on the broadcast to run down the hallway and slap a little bit of powder base on so I wasn't shiny, and then I ran into the studio.
You're lucky that you only had to do powder.
I know.
We're doing mascara and blush and lipstick and all the things.
Yeah. Well, it was just never a priority, but I was just the point was local news. It's very, very rare, and I mean there was a time when I first got into the business that some of the top end anchors who were demanding 6+ figures were able to work that into their contract, but with very few exceptions did I ever see a makeup person at Channel 4.
We would have
rarely.
Makeup artists come in and show us techniques, but that was maybe once a year. It wasn't like they were there just waiting for us to come and sit in their chair and do our
Didn't
makeup,
happen.
and then we'd run on the air.
You got to get to the network level, really, before they start doing that, to be honest with you. And they probably need it more at the local level than they do at the network level, where all the beautiful people reside. I'm just saying.
Probably fair.
Just saying. All right. Coming up, we got a great show for you today. We've got Ryan Schmelz at the bottom of the hour on Rand Paul's Festivus report, where he highlights all the waste in federal government. That's usually pretty interesting. He's going to release that report today, and you got to wonder how DOGE has impacted that because they have cut down on some of that waste. Todd Piro, host of Fox and Friends, he's probably got his own Festivus report for us, and we'll get to our friend Mark Walters on 2A Tuesday a little later, an update on the Kirkwood Tesla vandal who's still going through the court system and, to the best of my knowledge, still has his job over at Washington University. They've scrubbed him from the website because you can't search him and find him, because I tried last week. But my guess is it hasn't affected his tenure over there one iota, that he was walking around vandalizing people's cars just out of his snottiness, right? His liberal smugness, because he thought that it was his right to punish people who bought a Tesla just because he didn't like Elon Musk, who had nothing to do with the car at that point. So we're going to talk to the victim in the 8 o'clock hour again and kind of see where things stand on that whole story for you coming up here shortly. But right now, we want to get to our top stories.
The Marc Cox Shortlist.
I don't find that at all even beginning to address the many serious questions that have arisen around Bill Clinton here. No evidence specifically he committed a crime, but he can't hide from what's in those photos.
The Clintons yesterday issued a statement saying they demand that all of the files be released. But why would you demand that? Every file, most of the damaging stuff that's been released so far is Bill Clinton in a hot tub with an underage girl, or what appears to be an underage girl. And they're probably going to see a lot more of those when they release the other files. So far, 0 pictures of Donald Trump in a hot tub with what appears to be an underage girl.
There is no laptop.
There was no laptop.
I have no recollection whatsoever of ever dropping off a laptop to John Paul McIsaac.
Well, you were pretty toasted on crack when that happened, from what I remember there, Hunter Biden. He's now trying to revise history. This guy did another podcast piece yesterday with several jewels of Hunter wisdom in them. I think maybe there's been some permanent damage done in this case.
Were you surprised by the number of photos of Bill Clinton in the Epstein files? And can you commit to their full release by the end of the year? Some of the victims were protesting that too many of them were redacted.
I hate to see photos come out of him, but this is what the Democrats, mostly Democrats, and a couple of bad Republicans are asking for. So.
I hate it. I hate it when more pictures of Bill Clinton pop up, but this is what they ask for. This is great.
The bottom line is this: when we talk about the threat of Islamism, this political ideology, there is no such thing as individual freedom or liberty. As Charlie said over and over again, it is fundamentally incompatible with our nation's foundation of freedom.
Yep, very true. Tulsi Gabbard there laying out a little bit of truth. I missed her speech at AmFest this weekend, but that's part of what it focused on. And if you're not alarmed, you should be after what I'm about to play for you. There are parts of Europe right now that are no-go zones. I heard our friend Bill Federer, the historian, very smart guy when it comes to these issues, studied what's going on in Europe. He believes that by 2030, that, to do the math, would be, I believe, 4 years from now, very shortly here, there will be parts of Europe that are majority Muslim because they have opened up their borders so freely that they've been invaded. And when that happens, he expects that majority to enforce Sharia law in what are currently free European countries. Just let that soak in for a minute and let me play what Tulsi Gabbard had to say about what's going on in America right now.
Which issued a call to action to use American legal and political systems to implement Sharia law. This is already underway in places. This is already underway in places like Houston. This is not something that may possibly happen. It is already happening here within our borders. Paterson, New Jersey is proud to call themselves the first Muslim city. They are working to implement in their own governments these Islamic principles that are forced on people through the use of laws or violence. The bottom line is this: when we talk about the threat of Islamism, this political ideology, there is no such thing as individual freedom or liberty. As Charlie said over and over again, it is fundamentally incompatible with our nation's foundation of freedom.
It is.
Yesterday, I was just talking about how since 2001, there have been some 65,000 Islamic terrorist attacks around the world, more than any other religious group. Islam, we should be concerned about this, is the world's fastest growing religion. And there are still more Christians, but the gap between the number of Christians and Muslims is shrinking rapidly. And they're actually saying by the year 2050 that the number of Christians and number of Muslims could be basically equal.
It is incompatible, is the word. Incompatible with our way of life. Listen to Bill Federer. This is eye-opening as well. And I'm like, what happens? You have to learn your history.
So they say that by 2030, there will be a majority Muslim population in Europe, and they'll just flat out vote in Sharia law. And it won't just be no-go zones where they take over entire neighborhoods in Paris or around Belgium and London. No, they'll take over entire cities.
Yeah.
It's very scary. And one of the things they attribute to why Islam is growing so quickly is because of high birth rates and a young population. And that's something that we've had issues with here in the United States, primarily Christian. And the Trump administration's trying to incentivize people, not that everyone here is Christian, but to try to say, hey, please have children. I'm sure this isn't the main reason why they're doing that, but that certainly has to be a factor because to Tulsi's point, it's not compatible. They believe jihadists are willing to kill you, kill your family, and they believe that will get them to paradise.
It's incompatible with our way of life. There's no doubt about that, but it's already upon us, and we have allowed this to happen, and so have the Europeans. All right, quick break here. We'll talk more about that. We haven't talked a whole lot about this. There's a new poll out, the TPUSA straw poll for the GOP 2028 presidential race. We're going to have the results of that for you here coming up next. Stay tuned.
Traffic from the 97.1 FM Talk Traffic Center.
We've got an accident this morning on eastbound 70, and it is east of Natural Bridge, just by a little bit. And they've got the left lanes blocked, only one right lane getting by. And this is multiple vehicles and reportedly a tractor trailer as well. So there's a pretty good jam going behind it. But other than that, we look great. Light traffic in general on eastbound 6440 and 44 and 55, and quiet on the Illinois side as well. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Sponsored by Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty 314-325-6888.
Need to sell your home and you want the most money? The name to remember is Gloria Lou. Yes, Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty at 314-325-6888 and start packing.
All right, Home Shield Foundation Repairs, ready to get over there after the holidays, after Christmas at this point, or Hanukkah, and take care of your foundation. It's what they do. It's the most important thing in the biggest investment in most of our lives. And that is, of course, your home, and your foundation is the part that you depend on to hold up everything else, whether it's your financial foundation, whatever. Your basement's that important. Your driveway's that important. The sidewalk up to your house. When it starts getting unlevel, or it cracks, or there's water leaking through your basement walls, you need help. Who do you trust? I'm going to send you to Home Shield Foundation Repairs, my friend Matt Hayes, 314-227-9636. Maybe you know somebody who's suffering through this right now, and they're talking about losing sleep because they don't know what's going to happen the next time it rains. Send them to Matt Hayes, 314-227-9636. He'll come over himself. He's the owner of this company. He's the foundation expert. He's not pushing you off on some sales guy. He'll come to your house. He'll take a look at it, and he'll fix it. And when he's done, he'll give you a lifetime warranty. So take my word for it. You can trust Matt. I've known him for a long time, and our kids go to school together. He's a good guy, and he's honest with you. He'll tell you what he can do and what he can't, and if he fixes it, you get a lifetime warranty. Go online. You can see videos of what they do right there. It's HomeshieldFoundationRepairs.com.
This new year, get started on your next success with University of Maryland Global Campus. An accredited state university, UMGC offers online and hybrid classes, along with more than 135 skills-based degrees and certificates in fields like business, cybersecurity, healthcare, and more. Gain the skills you need to achieve your career goals. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start January 7th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Hi, I'm Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, America's largest family law firm. During this time of year, difficult relationships sometimes become impossible. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell Consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. CordellCordell.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood, St. Louis.
Cutting through the spin. This is the Marc Cox Morning Show. 97.1 FM Talk. St. Louis conservative.
It's all cold down along the beach. And the wind's whipping down the boardwalk.
I'm sorry. I really dislike this particular Christmas song because I can't stand to listen to Bruce Springsteen. He's ruined it for me by opening his yap at concerts. Not to sing, but to tell me what his political opinion is. I don't want to hear it. Shut up and sing. I mean, I enjoyed this back in the day when he's teasing Clarence about getting a new saxophone from Santa, but not anymore. I'm sorry. Thank you for potting that down. I did not want to hear that at all. All right, coming here, TPUSA's over. We've been playing some of the sound for you, even this morning. I've avoided the whole Candace Owens, Ben Shapiro meltdown at TPUSA today. We talked about it some yesterday. So here they take a straw poll at the end of CPAC. They take a straw poll. CPAC, by the way, coming up again at the end of March this year. I would love to go to that. It's going to be down in Dallas, I think, this year. I need to start working on that because that would be, I think it's going to be a very interesting time. And they take a straw poll at the end of it to see what the people who are the conservatives of the conservatives who attend CPAC think about the next election cycle. And it's usually pretty eye-opening, quite frankly. And they took one at the end of TPUSA's America Fest, held over the weekend down in Arizona. How do you think this turned out, Kim, without cheating and looking at the results?
Okay, so we're talking about Republicans who would win?
Republicans and the likelihood of them becoming the presidential candidate for 2028.
But J.D. Vance, for sure.
At TPUSA.
Yeah, J.D. Vance.
He was the keynote speaker.
Right,
so
and I
I'm
would
not
say
surprised.
probably 65%, 70%, but no, 67% is my final answer.
Yeah.
Am I close?
Well, you're only off by about 20%.
Really?
Yeah. But Vance was the overwhelming winner with 84.2% of the respondents in this poll. Here's how they do it. So when you go to these festivals these days, you have to download an app for the fest, CPAC, AmFest, whatever it happens to be, and they consistently bug you every time you open up the app to vote on who you think the best candidates are for the next year. So while it's not scientific, it tends to have a high reflection rate of the people that are there, because by the time they leave, almost all of them have voted on this, is all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's a bellwether for what's going to happen, but it's pretty reflective of that crowd. Let's put it that way. So not surprisingly, J.D. Vance, 84.2% of the people there felt that Vance will be the 2028 presidential candidate, and I can't disagree with that, quite frankly.
So who was next? Marco Rubio?
Marco Rubio came in second at 4.8%.
Oh, wow. I thought it'd be higher than that.
Because they didn't ask for the VP question. They asked the presidential question.
So who else?
Ron DeSantis came in at 3%. Don Trump Jr. at 1.8%.
Would he even want to run for president?
I don't know. I think he does.
I don't think he would do that.
I think he does, quite frankly. But unlike his dad, I don't think he's going to be able to do that without holding some other political office first, like senator or something. I could be wrong. I always thought that he would run for something else by now, and he hasn't. So I have been wrong about that. Glenn Youngkin came in fifth at less than 0.5%, 0.4. Ted Cruz at 0.3. Someone else at 3.1%.
Who would this someone else be?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Undecided,
it's everybody.
Undecided at 2.5%.
Yeah, someone who's more of a center-right person might say Tulsi.
I don't know. I guess these days she's definitely center-right, but I still don't know what all of her ideas are, how much of the Democrat has left in her. That's
She'd
what
lose me on
about.
her abortion stance,
Yeah.
unless it's changed.
Unless it has changed dramatically. Of course, Erica Kirk did endorse Vance while she was on stage.
I'm sure Charlie helped. I'm sure Charlie had plans to do that, so Erica felt, this is something my husband wanted to do, and I'm going to go ahead and take the opportunity to do it now.
Other notable results from the straw polls conducted at America Fest. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth had the highest approval rating among members of Trump's cabinet at 83.3%.
Wow.
Hegseth was followed by RFK Jr. at 80.8% and Marco Rubio at 78.6%.
I would agree with that.
Pam Bondi had the lowest approval rating at 32.9%.
What about, did they vote on who they thought the Democratic nominee would be?
They did not. When it came to Israel, 33% of attendees at the event saw the country as the United States' top ally, whereas 53.4% viewed Israel as one ally out of many. Only 13% there considered Israel to be no ally at all.
Wow, no ally at all?
I don't know who those people are.
I'm kind of in the middle between greatest ally and one of our allies.
Yeah.
I believe we should support Israel, no doubt. That doesn't mean we just blindly give them resources or whatever they want. We do ask questions. But I do believe that Israel is a country we should be supporting.
Well, and we support them through reaching a point where the other people in the region that want to annihilate them leave them alone. And we're approaching
but that will never happen.
The peace deal, though, that Trump hit here involves other Arab states who want to do an Abraham Accord type agreement where they all get along, even if they don't like each other, and they economically prosper by not putting up trade barriers and all the other stuff, which, of course, is going to engender, hopefully, a more lasting peace in that region. That's what we owe our friends in Israel. They've been under attack since they became a country.
They will forever, though.
It's
biblical. They will
forever
forever be under attack.
But we can. It's our job to make sure it's as least amount of threat as possible. I think that's how I look at it. We'll check in with Ryan Schmelz. Get the Festivus report coming up.
Hi, I'm Bob Kershaw with Retirement Advisor Group. As a family-owned business, we'd like to wish all of you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We grew up right here in St. Louis, part of a large family. And that's what makes the holidays so special. The things we hold in our hearts, not in our hands. It's the people, family, friends, and personal relationships that grow stronger with the passing of time.
Hi, I'm Tammy Kershaw. In the past 39 years, we have become part of many lasting relationships, and we have made a lot of friends in and around St. Louis that just can't be taken away. So, as we turn the page and put yet another year in the books, let's remember to be good to one another. And for those of you who have lost loved ones, our hearts go out to you. Here's hoping next year will bring even more joy and blessings to all of you. And remember the important things to be thankful for. From all of us at the Retirement Advisory Group and from our family to your family, we'd like to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Running a small business is a daily balancing act. One late shipment, one price hike, one employee issue, and your whole month, maybe the entire year, could be in trouble. That's where LendSeek comes in.
I needed $100,000 fast to keep up with inventory demands. LendSeek had me funded the same day I applied. Between their AI platform finding the fastest deal and a dedicated funding specialist guiding the process, it couldn't have been easier.
Our AI-driven platform matches your business with the right program from over 100 funders, up to $2 million in as fast as 24 hours. Don't wait until it's too late. If you've been in business at least 2 years with more than $500,000 in annual revenue, qualifying is simple. No collateral, no out-of-pocket costs, no hassle. From lines of credit, term loans to revenue-based financing, LendSeek is open for business. Apply in minutes at lendseek.com. That's LENDSEEK.com.
Good morning. I'm Kim St. for 97.1 FM Talk. Coming up on 631, 43 degrees now. A 9-year-old girl has died after she was found with a gunshot wound in a burning North St. Louis home on Sunday. Her mother was also in that home and is said to be fighting for her life. No arrest has been made as of Monday afternoon. Metro Transit is turning to 3D printing to try and save some money. The agency will use the printers to custom make certain repair parts for its buses and light rail cars. Metro says the initial investment of just over $51,000 for these 5 printers has already saved the agency more than $48,000. In sports, Blues lost to the Lightning 4-1 the final, and Illinois will certainly have bragging rights the next year after crushing Mizzou yesterday. Believe it or not, the final score of that game, 91-48. Yikes. I'm Kim St. for 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Traffic from the 97.1 FM Talk Traffic Center.
One major incident at this hour, and it's an accident eastbound 70 past Natural Bridge by just a little bit. And they've got the left lanes blocked, only one right lane getting by. This is multiple vehicles and a tractor trailer. And, of course, we have a jam behind it. So if you are eastbound past Lambert this morning, that's the cause of the problem. But other than that, we look great. Really light traffic out there on this Christmas Eve, and quiet on the Illinois side and on the bridges downtown. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
From our family at Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation to yours. Happy holidays.
You want to hurry this up, Mark? I'm freezing my baguettes off.
Relax, Grandpa. Air Comfort Service is on their way. Aubrey, you're not doing anything. You want to let me know when they get here?
Honey, her eyes are frozen shut. Plus,
avoid a 5-alarm emergency with an HVAC system check from Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Learn more at aircomfortservice.com.
Heidi Ricken Provost of Ricken Financial understands the importance of financial stability in your retirement plans.
If there's something we can do to help benefit your financial future and provide more strength and stability in your retirement plan, that's exactly what we do here. And we do so on a complimentary basis.
Call today, 314-207-6211 or online at rickenfinancial.com and join us for Kickin' with the Rickens, Sundays at 1 p.m. right here on 97.1 FM Talk.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
DIYers like you like to say,
I got this.
Need to paint a bathroom?
I got this.
Whoops, was that a load-bearing wall?
Got this.
But what about rewiring a hot main or routing 120 amps to an outlet?
Nope, not this.
Great answer. In general, treating electrical problems like rattlesnakes is smart. Deciding to call Jerry Kelly to handle them or to perform a $49 electrical safety check, that's wisdom. Served with some sweet preventative peace of mind.
JerryKelly.com. Are you tired of feeling sick and tired? I'm Dr. Nick Barnes of Health from Within Family Chiropractic. Our simple 5-step approach aligns your health naturally. We correct spinal abnormalities to maximize nerve supply, focus on pure and simple nutrition, exercise and oxygen, mindset, and minimizing toxins in your body. Transform your health today with Health from Within, conveniently located on Manchester in Rock Hill or online at healthfromwithinstl.com.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
That's what we were taught, service before self.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Freedom has a frequency. 97.1 FM Talk.
97.1 FM Talk.
St. Louis Conservative.
I'm dreaming tonight of a place I love even more than I usually do.
All right, welcome back. Trying to put you in the Christmas spirit there with a little bit of music as we head into the holiday week. And what are you looking forward to? What's the thing you enjoy the most about this year? I won't be around next week to kind of talk about that, but what were the highs and the lows? Was it some of the Doge cuts that they discovered, some of the waste they discovered that they cut out? Because that's generally what we get are examples of that when Rand Paul releases his Festivus report every year. I don't know what he's going to talk about this year. We got Ryan Schmelz from Fox News Radio on the line this morning. Ryan, welcome back. How are you?
I'm doing good, Mark. Merry Christmas.
Well, Merry Christmas to you, my friend. Thank you for that. I just know Kim was talking to you there in the break, and no rest for the weary for you this week, huh?
Never a dull moment, though it has been quiet so far, so I'm not complaining too much.
Yeah. Well, you've always got the Trump battleship to fall back on.
Oh my goodness! So isn't there, it's been nonstop since day one. So. Not much has changed.
The Golden Fleet. Is that what he was calling it? The Golden Fleet?
Oh, boy, yeah.
Something like that.
Well, leave it to the president to make news in Mar-a-Lago while he's on vacation. He's like, I'll take a couple questions and just make news with every single one of them.
Yeah, well, if you want, I mean, we'll pull some strings and get a hold of those people at Fox and tell them that you want to go to Mar-a-Lago and cover whatever's going on down there. It'd be a lot warmer.
Well, I was just in Florida, so
okay.
I'll go back. I'm happy to go back.
Oh boy! So I was saying there off the top. I used to enjoy listening to Rand Paul go sideways on all the government waste over the past year. That's oftentimes what he focuses on in his Festivus report, right?
Exactly. Yes. And look, I mean, yes, the Doge effort was prominent in 2024 or in 2025, but at the same time, Congress has been funded on a CR, so it's been a continuation of government spending from the last time he did this Festivus. So I think we're going to see a lot of the same things that were on the last year's list that could be on this year's list too.
Yeah, what were some examples of that? Can you? I mean, I'm trying to think. I know I ran some bites last year from Rand after he released this thing.
Well, he did an interview with Varney a couple days ago where he pretty much gave us an idea of some of the things that'll be on there. $2 million on teaching people to eat bugs, $1 million teaching ferrets to binge drink alcohol, $250,000 teaching Pakistani kids about climate change. So yeah, I think that's kind of an idea where you can expect this to go.
Wow. Yeah, you saw the amount of waste and you hear these numbers, and for us we just kind of blink and move on. But you think in the back of your mind, wow, they saved $200 million on this and $300 million on that we were wasting, and it is such a drop in the bucket to what we spend federally that it doesn't hardly have it's like a dent in a battleship.
Yeah, and remember they only codified about $10 million of that, and the $10 million was for USAID and and NPR and PBS. And, well, USAID has definitely got a lot of some of the biggest waste accusations came towards USAID. That's why, in many ways, the administration wanted to dismantle the program. But I think if you were to find Republicans who were maybe disappointed with the DOJ effort, and I'm talking this more on the conservative side, not the more moderate wing of the party,
right,
they'll tell you that the strategy should have been from the start, which was to find all these things like the ones we just mentioned, put them all into a giant rescission package to codify them, which is supposed to come from the White House, and then you could pass it on a simple majority. And then you're supposed to, and then pretty much dare the Democrats to vote no. And in many ways, that never happened. I mean, it still could happen. They got a whole another year, but that has not happened to this point yet.
What's really dumbfounding to me, Ryan, is how these things even make it through. I mean, what person with a head on their shoulders can say, you know what, I do think we should spend taxpayer dollars on eating bugs and other stupid studies that they've done? Because would Congress not have to vote on this? How are there not enough people who said this is really dumb? We shouldn't waste money on this.
Well, there were, but the only problem is that a lot of times whenever they avoid a government shutdown towards the end of the year, they do this through an omnibus, which is a giant bill that they put together at the last minute, and essentially they vote on it right before Christmas time. That's why you see Republicans, especially Speaker Johnson and Leader Thune, try to get committed to this idea of going back to regular order, which is passing each appropriations bill separately. So all 12 of them. And, one thing that's been pointed out for why this is the way to do this is because less things like this will slip through the cracks, and less things like this, or at least, it'll be more publicly known, or members will have to vote on them. And that's why you saw, even though this did pass, we'll keep in mind in the last appropriations bills to reopen the government, there was that provision that allowed certain senators to sue the Biden, pretty much the federal government over an investigation over January 6th. And that got a lot of pushbacks. But if the bill was even bigger than that, would the New York Times have stumbled upon it? We don't know.
It's a good question. Yeah, and I was thinking about that because tell me if this is true or not. I read an article that the Democrats pretty much killed an opportunity right before they left for Christmas. The Republicans were trying to get one or two more of those passed, and the Democrats felt like they want to wait till they come back in January, so they, again, closing in on a government shutdown at the end of January, they have a little more leverage to maybe get what they want out of those.
Yeah, my understanding was that Leader Thune wanted to kind of start the vote-a-rama process, to start the process of voting on them. I think what the plan is to package, four of them together and then vote from there, and they couldn't find an agreement on floor time, and so Thune just kind of cut everybody loose and said, okay, fine, let's worry about this in January. They've got till the end of January to do this. And there might be some Republicans who will look at that and say, you know what, that's probably for the better because, if you do that right before Christmas time, there's going to be maybe less of an appetite to really dive in and sink through some of this stuff. And instead they might say, let's just pass this thing and get out of here. We want to go home to our families.
I'm trying to remember, you said how they only codified 10 million of the cuts that DOJ made. Remind me, Ryan, is that something where they could still codify that? They could still codify the rest of it? And what would be the timeline on that?
Well, pretty much they can do it whenever they want. The way that a rescission works is that it has to come from the White House legally. And when it comes from the White House, then it only needs a 50-vote margin to be able to pass. So Republicans have seen this as a huge way or an easy way to cut some of this waste out or alleged waste out if the White House puts together a package. And, it was kind of a mess the last time they did this. There was a lot of confusion. There was complaints about a lack of information. And then there's obviously some complaints about the areas they chose to cut when they felt like there were better options that were maybe less politically divisive. But yes, if Republicans control Congress, they can. The White House can pretty much send this over at any time, and they can pass it with a simple majority.
That's right.
I feel like they should do that.
Yeah, I've heard John Kennedy and several others calling for them to do that again. So, I don't know. Maybe they will. Yeah. Well, Ryan, listen, you and I have not talked about the crime issue in D.C. for a while. Is it still better? Has it started getting worse again? What's an update on that?
We've had a couple moments. Obviously, we had that horrific shooting of the National Guard troops, not too long ago, and I think people are still reeling from that. We've had a couple other crimes here and there. I think people definitely feel safer right now. And, of course, it is the cold weather season, so you usually just naturally crime usually goes down from that anyway. So I would say that, for the most part, people do feel safe right now. But, of course, there's still their issues hanging out there. So I don't think too much has changed.
All right. Well, I mean, that's so in other words, you still feel safer than you used to.
Oh, yeah, I would say
good.
so, yeah.
That's good. That's a good thing. Well, listen, Merry Christmas, my friend. If you have to work, take it easy. Let's hope it's a smooth and calm holiday week.
Exactly. Merry Christmas to both of you, and thank you so much for everything.
Absolutely. Thank you. Ryan Schmelz there live in Washington, D.C. today.
Interesting. He's saying he feels safer. I mean, they're talking about how changes have been made, so that's great that what Trump is saying of it's been safer is actually felt by people who live there.
I wonder what happens next. Muriel Bowser is not running for re-election. I wonder if they're trying to find a Mamdani type to take over the government in D.C. who will more strongly oppose Trump, because she said she didn't want his help, and then she saw the results, and she was a changed woman. And I'm thinking that had some influence on her running for re-election, because she knew she was going to probably get primaried, and she's just stepping away.
And so is the D.C. police chief, although she's accused of cooking the books to make it seem like it was safer.
Wow. Well, all right. We're going to get to a quick break here. Coming up, we'll get to In Other News. Next hour, our friend Mark Walters for 2A Tuesday. Stay tuned for that. And, of course, Todd Piro, host of Fox and Friends First. Back in a minute.
Traffic from the 97.1 FM Talk Traffic Center.
Good morning. Well, it's generally been a quiet morning on the roads, with one major exception. There was an accident involving multiple vehicles and a tractor trailer on eastbound 70, really near Natural Bridge. And boy, has this caused a delay this morning. For most of the time post-accident, they've had only one right lane getting by, and that really has created a jam behind it. So if you're traveling eastbound 70 past the airport, that's the cause of the delay. And it's still only that one right lane getting by. Look for a jam that goes not quite back to Lindbergh. Now, that's the exception this morning. Other than that, we've got light semi-holiday traffic and are looking good throughout the area, and that includes the Illinois side. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Hey, it's your main man, Jimmy Fallon, and I am headed your way. Saturday, January 24th at the Factory in Chesterfield. We are defunding the joke police. So grab your tickets at 971fmtalk.com/events, and I will see you in the loo.
This report is sponsored by McKelvey Homes.
Hi, I'm Jim Brennan at McKelvey Homes. Have you always wished for a brand new home in an established neighborhood? Select one of our move-in ready custom homes throughout St. Louis, or we will build on your lot. Visit McKelveyhomes.com and move up to McKelvey.
If you're considering an annuity as part of your retirement plan, we need to talk. Hi, I'm Bob Stockdale, Senior Vice President Investments with the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel, and host of On the Money, Saturday mornings at 11 on 97.1 FM Talk. Annuities can be a useful tool for some retirement investors, but not all annuities are created equal. Every week, we meet clients who own complex annuities that don't suit their needs and, in some cases, actively undermine their retirement plan. Before you purchase an annuity, get a second opinion from the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel. Requesting a consultation is free of charge. To request a free consultation, contact us at clearpathinvesting.com. That's clearpathinvesting.com, or call us at 636-695-2650. That's clearpathinvesting.com or 636-695-2650. Stifel Nicholas & Company Incorporated, member NYSE and SIPC.
This holiday season, when you get them Steel, batteries are included. Buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery. Visit SteelUSA.com for gift ideas and seasonal savings. Happy holidays from Steel. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
This is the Marc Cox Morning Show on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
What's happening?
Go, you know the thing.
What the hell is going on?
In other news.
Well, the saying goes, if you find a job you love, you'll never work a day in your life. But now some expert is warning that can backfire on you, really because you can come off smug. This is some assistant professor of management at Rice University in Texas.
Okay.
Is saying when you working for money, prestige, or family obligation starts to look less admirable. So she did some survey 1,200 employees and found that those who worked for the love of their job were likely to believe that everyone else should too. And so they were, I guess, more likely to see other motives such as working for pay or recognition as morally inferior. So you come off as smug to your coworkers.
Wow. If you love your job, you come off as smug to your coworkers.
I guess because your reasoning for doing it is because I love it. And so if someone else you find is just doing the job for money, you view that as inferior.
What if I do both?
Yeah, thank you.
I love my job, but I love money.
But we also need money, right?
Exactly.
We're in radio. That's not an issue.
Just rolling in it.
Oh my! So I talk a lot. I like bourbon. I know that's going to be a shock to a lot of people out there.
What? How do you feel about Kentucky basketball?
I love it. I love it. I bleed blue and white. But in Kentucky, speaking of which, thank you, Sue, for that nice segue there. The Jim Beam Distillery has announced that they are shutting down production at one of its main distilleries. And they claim it is because they are investing in site enhancements. But those of us who follow the bourbon industry know that there's a bit of a glut. And we kind of saw this coming. Like Buffalo Trace, for example, used to have 700,000 barrels in its rick houses before 2020, 2021 hit. Then they doubled production to 1.4 million because of demand. And now they've got more juice than they have people buying it. So prices have started to drop. It's not moving off the shelves at the same rate in some cases that it was before. Some of the high-end stuff is. But there's a bit of a glut in the market, and I think this Jim Beam decision probably is a reflection of that. They might have more bourbon than they think they can sell.
Well, maybe that's good for you, Mark.
Well, the price is coming down. It's certainly good for me.
It's always good.
Yeah,
on the good stuff, yeah.
Some of you might be getting ready to go over to your family's home or some friends' homes for Christmas Eve or Christmas dinner, and so you might hear some of the Gen Zers using slang, these words that you have no clue what they are. So we want to give you a very brief lesson of some phrases you might hear.
Please do.
Brain rot.
That's a new word.
I was going to say that's self-explanatory. No,
mindless. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Some of the sus. I've heard that one, like suspicious.
Yeah.
Riz means charisma or a skill in charming someone romantically.
Yes.
Yep.
Slay. We should all know what slay means. Like they slayed that.
Killed it.
Is lit,
they killed it.
Is lit on that list?
I don't see
lit. He just wants to play the sound bite.
They're big mad or big sad, extremely angry or sad. Drip or drip check means cool style or outfit.
Bet.
Bet. Well, yeah, what does bet even mean?
That's probably an old one, isn't it?
Well,
I think it's still
around.
Oh, bussin' means really good, especially for food. So someone might come up to you and say, these cookies are bussin'. That's a compliment.
Somebody bussing my table. That's what I'm thinking of. I'm sorry.
Aura, vibe check. Your general energy and mood. A check on someone's vibe.
Just make sure you say this to the younger generation to make it cool.
You'd be like, you are Delulu, which means delusional.
I do this to my daughter every day.
I kind of like that one.
I like Delulu.
Yeah.
There you go. You're welcome. I mean, there's a lot more, but I don't have all the time in the world to go over them.
You could work into Lulu several times a day with Lulu.
Yeah, pretty much.
Lulu.
Yep.
Lulu, the dog. That's awesome.
We had, by the way, Fred Bottomer drop the Riz a couple of years ago at Thanksgiving, and it was awesome.
I'll bet.
Never heard that one.
Oh,
Riz?
my gosh.
I've heard my daughter, my 18-year-old, use it.
Did these start on TikTok? Often. How do these phrases even get started?
Probably, if I had to guess. They at least get popular on there.
Maybe Fred Bottomer is the one who starts them, and then all the Gen Zers.
Yeah, we said, all right, Fred, let's try this out on the boys on Thanksgiving and see how it goes. He was very proud of himself, and I think the boys just started laughing. Woo, it was awesome.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. All right. So there's HOAs I don't generally like, but sometimes it might come in handy. There's a story this morning about a guy that likes to sunbathe in his driveway in Arizona with his junk hanging out. So this
As
is
we
in
all do.
not suntan, but Santan Valley, Arizona. They have a neighbor who likes to lay out in the driveway with working on his tan from the waist down only. He sets up in his driveway with his...
It's called a sexual predator.
Right. In full view. Yeah. And as you might have guessed, his neighbors have some concerns.
No.
You think he wants attention?
I think he just wants to even out his tan line.
In the driveway?
I believe they call it Donald Ducking.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my gosh.
Dude, use your backyard.
So
why do you need to have a tan? It's really not because he wants a tan. It's because he wants to show his junk to children.
He told the deputy he couldn't do this in his backyard because it didn't get any sun.
Okay.
So this was good enough, and they were told that nothing could be done.
That would be indecent exposure.
I would think so. In most places, that would be indecent exposure.
That's a crime, sir. It also gets you on the sex registry, sex offender registry.
His own property, right? What could you do? Oh, buy blinds.
Pop him in the nose is probably what I'd want to do.
I think, yes.
Did you see that video of DK Metcalf who was, I guess, getting harassed by some fan leaning over the balcony, and he ended up shoving the fan? Well, he's now been suspended.
Yeah, you can't be doing that.
No.
You can't. I mean, as a pro, you ought to be better than that.
You know how much crap they get from fans? That has to be irritating, no doubt. But come on.
Keep your cool.
Just
keep your cool.
You know how much nonsense they listen to the opposing team when they're there and they're talking smack to each other? I never played football except for the, what's it called? The when the girls play football?
Powder Puff.
Powder Puff. I did catch an interception for the Powder Puff game in high school. I do remember that. I was proud of that, clearly.
I saw
20-some-odd years later.
Information this morning that led me to believe that Metcalf and this particular instigator had clashed in the past. Mm-hmm. They had a little bit of a history.
Doesn't matter.
I know, it doesn't matter.
It reminds me of the Happy Gilmore scene, because I don't think I can say the word, but remember that guy that goes there and Jack.
Yeah. The head basketball coach at Georgetown has been suspended for getting mad after a play, and he turned around and flung his water bottle into the audience.
And it hit a baby.
And it hit a kid that was sitting on the mom's lap, like 3 rows behind his bench. And they've suspended him for I don't know how long.
Well, good.
Just got some Bobby Knight
vibes to it. Thank you. They said at least you didn't throw a chair. It could have been worse.
Hopefully all the millions of dollars you're getting helps you control your emotions a little bit better.
I would hope. Wouldn't you?
You deal with the crap for a few million. I'd be willing to do that.
I don't know. Emotions take over.
Very true. All right. So the DOJ has sued Washington over its ban on semi-automatic firearms. We're going to kick that around with our buddy Mark Walters coming up in 2A Tuesday at about 7:35. We're back here in just a minute.
At Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital, every moment with our patients is a gift. This holiday season, you can be the reason children have hope as they fight serious illness and reach milestones once thought impossible. Your gift provides life-saving care to those who need it most. Please donate today at treeofhope.org and be the reason a child has hope for tomorrow.
Scott, can you believe it's already been more than a decade since the Queen of Carpets sold flooring to St. Louis area contractors?
I know, but I don't have to be a king to offer contractors today's lowest prices.
Yes, contractors owe it to their customers and themselves to shop at Best Buy Flooring for the largest in-stock selection of carpet, carpet tile, sheet vinyl, laminate, hardwood, luxury vinyl plank, and luxury vinyl tile.
Plus 3 convenient locations, North County, South County, and Metro East.
Open 7 days a week.
Best flooring, best selection, Best Buy. Best Buy Flooring.
Hey guys, Glover here with my very, very good friend, Dr. Kathy Maupin at BioBalanceHealth.com. If you have reached that certain age and you're just not feeling very well and nothing's working the way it used to work, go see Dr. Kathy. She is not only a medical doctor, she is a patient of this bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. It absolutely works. It's a long-term solution. She is an artist when it comes to helping you with your hormones. BioBalanceHealth.com for Dr. Kathy Maupin.
Read all about it. The Fed just cut interest rates again, and that means now is the time to refinance with Golden Oak Lending. Lower rates mean lower payments, and our customers are saving hundreds every month. Plus, you can make no payments until next year. And if your loan doesn't close, we'll pay for your appraisal. Call 314-567-GOLD today and start saving.
Golden Old Landing cured my blues.
NMLS number 114937.
If you've listened to 97.1 FM Talk, you have heard of Doug Voss of Voss Financial and Safe Money Radio, as he has been a staple as the financial expert on the station for many years. You can hear him on Safe Money Radio every Saturday at 2, right here on 97.1 FM Talk, and you can talk to Doug Voss directly. Here's his number. Call Doug at 844-676-SAFE. That is 844-676-7233. Doug Voss is a registered representative. Securities offered through DHL Securities, LLLP, member FINRA and SIPC.
If I could be you.
And you could be me for just 1 hour.
If you could find a way.
To get inside each other's mind.
Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
We've all felt left out. And for some, that feeling lasts more than a moment. We can change that. Learn how at belongingbeginswithus.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
KFTK FM Florissant from the Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's Injury Lawyers Studio. Call 314-777-7777.
That's 314-777-7777.
There are new Epstein files out. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Thousands more. But President Trump, who Democrats keep spotlighting in the investigation, insists.
What this whole thing is with Epstein is a way of trying to deflect from the tremendous success that the Republican Party has.
Congress mandated the files be turned over, but some lawmakers are considering holding Attorney General Pam Bondi in contempt for not handing them all over.
The latest release follows the first group made public on Friday that contained thousands of photos and Saturday's release that held grand jury transcripts. The Epstein Files Transparency Act required the DOJ to release all files on convicted sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein and his co-conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell by December 19th. But the DOJ says they will instead release them on a rolling basis, citing redactions that need to be made.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. The U.S. military has blown up another boat in the operation targeting narco-terrorists said to be trafficking illegal drugs off Venezuela's coast.
The strike took place on a boat in the eastern Pacific Ocean. One person is said to have died. At least 105 people have been killed in 29 known strikes since early September. Some in Congress and human rights activists believe the strikes are illegal.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. The U.S. also keeps pursuing a third oil tanker near Venezuela, alleged to be carrying sanctioned black market oil. 2 other tankers already seized. Kilmar Abregu Garcia still home in Maryland and can be at least through Christmas, as the Trump administration keeps trying to deport him again after he was brought back to the U.S., then charged with human trafficking.
The judge in Kilmar Abrego Garcia's case told the government they have till Friday to say if ICE plans to try to take him back into custody again, and if so, explain why. The attorney for Abrego Garcia, Simon Sandoval-Moschenberg, says they will then reply to that, after which the judge will determine if she should continue to prohibit ICE from detaining him.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. None of us hit the jackpot last night, so the Powerball fortune's grown to $1.7 billion tomorrow night. That's the 4th largest U.S. lottery prize in history. America's listening to Fox News.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Picture this, you're on a date, and then bad breath happens. Confidence gone. Here's the truth. Most gums and mints are just bad breath Band-Aids, but not Zellman's Minty Mouth. The functional breath freshener you swallow. Tiny dual-action capsules with mint on the outside, parsley seed oil inside, clinically tested to fight the toughest offenders, even garlic and onions. It's only available online. Go to Zellmans.com, Z-E-L-M-I-N-S, Zellmans.com, code FRESH for 15% off.
Good morning on this Tuesday, December 23rd. 7:03 our time right now, sitting at 43 degrees. I'm Kim St. Ange for 97.1 FM Talk. Can't say I'm surprised. The Kansas City Chiefs are leaving Missouri and moving to Kansas. The Chiefs are building a new domed stadium, training facility, team headquarters, and entertainment district in Johnson County, Kansas. The goal is to be ready for the start of the 2031 season. This, as you might know, is certainly a gut punch to Missouri after lawmakers had called a special session and ended up approving a $1.5 billion incentive package earlier this year just to try to keep the Chiefs in the state. Nearly 24 South St. Louis County families are without a home just days before Christmas after a fire broke out at their apartment building. Firefighters say the wind yesterday fueled the flames that started at the Arthur Commons complex. That's off Lindbergh and Tesson Ferry. That fire started around 2 o'clock yesterday. Thankfully, no one was hurt. In fact, firefighters were even able to rescue a trapped dog. Plans for a new Costco here in the St. Louis Metro were just approved. The Lake St. Louis Board of Aldermen voted to give Costco a permit to open at the intersection of Lake St. Louis Boulevard and Hawk Ridge Circle. Construction of that Costco, which, by the way, it marks the 6th Costco here in the area, well, that'll start this upcoming spring, and the goal is to finish by the summer of 2027. In sports, Blues lost to the Lightning, final score 4-1, and Illinois honestly deserves bragging rights for the next year. That was after they stomped, and I'm using that word intentionally, stomped Mizzou, unfortunately. 91-48 is the final. 43 degrees now as we come up on 7:05. I'm Kim St. for 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Traffic from the 97.1 FM Talk Traffic Center.
Well, the accident on eastbound 70 past Natural Bridge still has the left lane blocked, but it's only one left lane. So traffic looking a little bit better behind that, but that's been our issue this morning. And we have some slow-moving traffic almost back to Lindbergh. Other than that, we look great. In fact, really good throughout the area. And just so you know, MoDOT is going to restrict most construction on interstates and state highways starting at noon tomorrow until 6 a.m. on Friday. Just a little holiday break in there. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Sponsored by Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty 314-325-6888.
Need to sell your home and you want the most money? The name to remember is Gloria Lou. Yes, Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty at 314-325-6888 and start packing.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
Our rather non-December quiet weather pattern continues. A little chilly out the door this morning, but partly sunny and 62 for the high. Cool front comes by tonight, very weak. A lot of clouds, though, 44. Wednesday, partly to mostly cloudy, 69 for the high, 73 the record. Christmas Eve, Wednesday night, cloudy, a sprinkle, 55. Thursday, Christmas Day, partly sunny and 71. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Our time is 7:06 right now, sitting at 43 degrees. You can listen to the Marc Cox Morning Show or any other show on 97.1 FM Talk anytime or anywhere. Just download our free Odyssey app.
The Marc Cox Morning Show is brought to you by Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw with the Retirement Advisory Group, retirementkey.com.
This is the Marc Cox Morning Show.
All right, good morning to you. Welcome back to the Marc Cox Morning Show, 7:07 on this 23rd day of December. Happy you chose to spend the morning with us. I know a lot of people are wrapping up. I saw a report yesterday that most people kind of checked out on the 15th. Like
15th
mentally.
is a little early, but certainly this week people have probably checked out. And then next week's that week in between Christmas and the New Year where you don't know what day it is. You kind of forget what month it is. You're just kind of in a daze and sugared up. You're coming down from the sugar high and you're tired because everyone, as joyous as the holidays are, you know, when people are hosting or trying to get all the last minute gifts together, it can be stressful.
That's true. That is very true. But, you know, we can never check out around here, ever. You never check out around here. We're always on top of things.
That's right.
You think?
Well, I thought a lot of people would be working this week like we are, But
as
apparently,
Mark checks out tomorrow.
if he ditches us tomorrow. I clearly was wrong considering how many people were at Costco. I always think I'm being so smart by going, at 11 o'clock or 10 a.m. on a random day of the week. I'm like, everyone else will be working. It's going to be amazing. No lines. Wrong. Avoid Costco. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say this about Costco, but just so you know, if you go, just be ready to wait in a long line.
Here was your wife fail. You needed to send your husband. Because on Sunday, we had some people over to the house, and my wife had ordered some sandwich trays from Costco, and she goes, "Oh, you know what? I need you to go by Costco today and pick up those sandwich trays." And I'm like, no big deal. I got to run some errands, And I drive up to Costco, had to park at the end of the parking lot. I'm walking in. I'm like, this is going to be a nightmare. And I get a cart and show my little card, and I walk in there, and the first thing I saw was the line waiting to check out at the self-checkout. It stretched almost halfway across the store.
Yep, yesterday
toward the back.
But people will wait in that line, not realizing that you don't have to wait in that to go to the other checkout.
Yeah,
so I was seeing people when I walked right past them, they clearly realized what they were doing, and they're like, "Oh, I'm not waiting in this line."
Well, the line that was almost equally as long was for the cheap hot dogs and the pizza.
I get that.
When I finally got through that line and checked out, I'm looking over there thinking, might want to have me a slice of pizza or one of their cheap hot dogs. And there were people standing in a long line, and then there were people standing around waiting to pick up their orders. And I'm like, not a chance. I'm just going to eat one of these sandwiches that I just picked up on the way home.
I hope they were good.
For me. Oh, very good. They were pretty good. Yes, indeed. They make some good cakes there, too.
Oh, yeah. And they're they're like $10.
Yeah.
I know. Their cakes
Costco
are amazing.
Commercial, but you got to pay for it. You got to pay to play.
You
over
also
there.
can't order online. That's one of my biggest gripes. You have to go there in person to place an order and then go pick it up.
So, did you see where they've laid off, I think, or suspended like the police chief up at Brown University? The story is kind of picking up a little bit of steam because now there's a janitor at the university who apparently says, "Hey, I warned them about this a week before. I saw this same guy, and I went to security twice and said, there's some dude keeps casing the halls. I've never seen him before. You need to go check that out." And security basically blew him off and said, that's not our job.
Well, the question was, how did he get such easy access into that classroom or into the building in general? Because even though he was a student, he wasn't a current student, so he probably would not have had, unless he stole one of the badges to get you in.
See something, say something. The janitor saw something, said something, and they didn't do anything about it. So they needed, obviously, some new leadership. I mentioned it was like the Keystone Cops up there during that whole investigation, but very strange turn of events there, I think. Coming up, we'll get to our friend Todd Piro, host of Fox and Friends First. Bottom of the hour, Mark Walters. The DOJ under Donald Trump has now sued Washington, D.C. because they have a ban like they do in the state of Illinois on semi-automatic firearms, right? Which flies in the face of the Second Amendment. It's about time somebody challenged on it. We're going to talk to Mark Walters about that and some other stuff here at the bottom of the hour. It's 7:37. I promise you that. Right now, though, let's get to our top stories, please.
The Marc Cox Shortlist.
I recognise, and I've fully said from the beginning, that we don't have the same freedom of speech laws that they have in the United States. And the reason for that is that we want to hold together our multicultural community and have people live in peace, free from the kind of vilification and hatred that we do see around the world.
So you get vilified if you're in America. I did a British accent there. You get vilified if you're in America because of freedom of speech. Just so you know that. You need to get rid of freedom of speech to protect all the DEI candidates. Are you kidding me? Give me a break.
Yeah, this is a virtually unheard of situation inside 60 Minutes. Weiss was primarily concerned about the lack of Trump administration voices in the piece. But Alfonsi said she tried, and she was not given any interviews.
Brian Stelter, all these lefties are hating the fact that that Barry Weiss has taken over at CBS. They're claiming that staffers are being warned about meddling by CBS parent company. We'll see what happens.
And those with what he calls derangement syndrome
are the ones who think that he's a good man. And it is not a good man. It's hardly even a human.
Poor Rosie O'Donnell. I hope they have padded walls in that house she moved to in Ireland. She looks like she is on the edge and in a round room over there somewhere. Her hatred of Donald Trump consumes her every waking moment.
Our border is secure. Our country is strong. Trillions of dollars is coming into our country from other countries, and $18 trillion, and that's just in 10 months. We think we could hit $20 trillion. That's investment in the United States, including plant and equipment.
Yeah, it's coming, he's only been at this for 11 months, so I'm not surprised at all that that it hasn't hit yet. But I know that it's going to. It's just a matter of time. And the thing yesterday that drove them all crazy is that they've introduced a new class of battleships. Now, I know zero. My knowledge on building a warship is in the zero category. I'm fascinated by it. I know during World War II we were able to pump out ships out of these shipping yards at an incredible rate because of the demand. But I heard yesterday that these new class of battleship that will have a nuclear capabilities, the Trump class of battleship, are going to be the largest, most versatile warships. Of course, the best-looking warship, according to Trump.
Best looking, biggest ever.
It's going to be the biggest,
Isn't
the best.
it the USS Defiant is one of them?
It's going to be huge.
Did I hear that was one of the names?
That's the first one.
Yeah, I kind of like
USS
that.
Defiant. The USS DJT will be next. Anyway, they said that they could build one of these in 2.5 years. That seems like an incredibly short amount of time to me to build something that massive.
Well, unless he's really pulling a lot of resources away. I don't know. I mean, how many people would it take to build something like that in that time frame?
Somebody asked him yesterday if it was in response to China. And he said, no, I have a great relationship with President Xi and China. This is about everyone. Like peace through strength. We can project strength in these new battleships, and they want 20 to 25 of them ready to go. And the Navy is being tasked with leading the design, and they're expected to be ready early next decade. So that would be 5 years. But what I heard today was they could roll the first one out in 2.5 years. You got to start somewhere. I mean, if it's going to be an F-45 or an F-47 fighter, here's what I love about this. And I would assume some future administration could change this, but Trump is branding all of this stuff with his name. Like, I'm sure he's going to call that ballroom the MAGA ballroom or something like that.
The Trump ballroom.
maybe the Trump ballroom. The Trump Kennedy Center, which is driving him crazy. They'll try to change that. But if he's got a whole class of warships called the Trump class battleship, I don't know if they can change that or not. Like, you could change the name on a ship, but it's bad luck.
It's not, the Trump Kennedy Center thing I thought was kind of stupid. Like,
Trump didn't do that. His board did that.
Yeah, but I mean, he wanted it.
He appointed them all.
Trump loves to stir the pot. It is funny, whatever. But some of this stuff's just unnecessary. I like the USS Defiant. He doesn't need to name everything after himself.
He knows how to.
Oh, I know.
Very
Ruffle feathers.
cheaply buy real estate in the minds of his political enemies.
He's a great.
And he does it every day.
Yes, and he's very effective at it.
He's buying every day for sure. All right, quick break. Todd Piro coming up next.
Traffic from the 97.1 FM Talk Traffic Center.
Well, it's been a nice commute this morning with one exception, and that is an accident on eastbound 70 past Natural Bridge, where it was involving multiple vehicles and a tractor trailer, and they're back to only one right lane getting by. For a while, we had multiple lanes, but no longer. So we've got a jam that goes back through Lindbergh. Now, other than that, we look great, and that's both on the Missouri and Illinois sides, so only one major incident at this hour. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
All right, so, you have folks over for the holidays. You want your house to look nice. You take a lot of pride in it. But what I hope is you don't have grandma or grandpa tripping over the concrete as they're walking up your sidewalk there, because it's uneven, because soil has eroded and it's not level like it used to be. I got a guy for that. His name is Matt Hayes, Home Shield Foundation Repairs, and he can absolutely take care of you when it comes to that. He can level up your concrete, and he can get you set, and he'll give you a 5-year warranty on the work when he's done. He uses polyurethane to fill that void. It's easy. It's very cost effective compared to having to break that up or pay somebody to break it up and then re-pour the concrete. Plus, the new pad of concrete looks different than all the rest of the concrete, which you don't want to deal with. So whether it's that or waterproofing your basement, this is the company you want to deal with and the guy you want to deal with, because he's the owner of this local family-owned company. HomeshieldFoundationRepairs.com. Call him today. Tell him Marc Cox sent you. 314-227-9636.
At LendSeek, we know running a business takes heart, hustle, and sometimes a little help. That's why we stand with you with our exclusive AI lending platform, connecting you to over 100 funders. If you've been in business for at least 2 years with a minimum annual revenue of $500,000, you can get up to $1 million in funding in as fast as 24 hours. No collateral, no prepayment penalties, no red tape. Apply today with no cost or obligation at lendseek.com. That's LENDSEEK.com.
For details and a list of all station contest rules, visit www.971talk.com/rules. No fluff, no filters, just facts. Marc Cox, Kim St. Ange, 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Merry Christmas, happy holiday. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, happy holiday.
And those with what he calls derangement syndrome are the ones who think that he's a good man. And it is not a good man. It's hardly even a human. Humans are full of compassion and empathy, and he has zero. Z-E-R-O. Zero. And those with what he...
You know who is full of empathy and compassion? It's our friend, the host of Fox and Friends First, Todd Piro.
You know, I wouldn't go that far. First off, Merry Christmas. Second of all, if I seem harried, it's because I just spent the last minutes leading up to our hit here, our final hit of 2025, mind you, trying to ship out a bunch of my wife's maternity clothes, dresses, things that she's not using anymore, so we can sell them and make money. Now, why am I doing that?
Okay.
Because I still have not gotten that request to speak in the great city of St. Louis, to which I say, look, that may be okay for this year.
Okay.
It may be okay for 2026 through 2031. But beginning in 2031, you guys don't have to worry about football anymore. So they're in Missouri. So I think between now and then, if not just in 2031, hire me to come down there and speak, and I'll fill the void left by the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah, the Chiefs have left a big void. That's funny. We were talking about it earlier. They had a special session, Todd, in the legislature this year, back in September, just to pass a law to make hundreds of millions of taxpayer dollars available to the Chiefs to help rebuild their stadium, and it still wasn't enough. They're leaving anyway.
Yeah, sad.
That is
again,
sad.
They're not moving to, like, Saskatchewan or something.
They're moving across the river.
Right. It's still going to be the Kansas City Chiefs, because you got one of those weird cities it's in like 18 states.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know. It is weird. It is weird. So back to the whole selling your wife's clothes thing.
Yeah.
Is that the thread up thing where you
How
package
did you know
them?
that?
Because my wife does it all the time.
Oh, so it works.
It does work. Eventually, you get back some gift card to who is it? Is it?
I've never done that.
Lululemon or
really?
one of the, you can like pick gift cards, and they'll if you send them enough clothing, they'll send you gift cards to different retailers.
Wait. So is this better than Plato's Closet when you bring in there and you have a nice outfit and they give you like 25 cents for it?
I have no idea. All I know is that the bags are really heavy, and usually it takes 4 or 5 of those big bags for her to get any sort of a discount card of some sort.
Interesting. Yeah, look, I sent a bunch of stuff. We'll see. I mean, this is our first time using it. This is one of those things where I was told, get this out of my house. And ThreadUp magically, coincidentally, at the same time sent me this card. And I said, you know what? I'll just bring this crap to work, get rid of it, and we won't have to worry about it. How about that?
I love, my wife actually was listening this morning. She said it's a gift card to Athleta is what they've sent her.
That's a good brand.
Yeah.
Do you have a choice, or you just get what they, like, you're going Athleta? Like, what if it's like, here's a gift card to Chili's? And my wife's like, I don't go to Chili's. Well, you're going now. I mean, like, how does this thing work?
Yeah, I want a gift card to the liquor store down the street. How does that work? Can I change that? I'm texting my wife and I'm asking her, do you get a choice? And she said, yes, you do. So apparently there are several you can choose from when you donate.
Well, Plato's will no longer get my stuff because I'd like more than $1.
Well, for those, I think it's easier because, all I did was throw it in a bag and said, Fox mailroom, your problem now, so.
We had our own problems with the Fox mailroom once, remember? I sent you something and it never arrived.
It never arrived because we figured out you need to put personal and confidential, or for some reason, and I'm not accusing the people who I need to help me with a favor right now of impropriety, but it seems like if you don't write personal and confidential, it's not yours. It belongs to the system now. So there you go.
All right, and that is THRED up, ThreadUp. If anybody is listening to us, they spell it funny for some reason.
Are we giving them a commercial? I mean, what's going on?
Well, no. But I got people on here commenting. They want to know what the company was. I'm just spelling it for them in case they want to go look and donate some of their clothes. Kim.
Well, that's fair.
Well, apparently I'm going to.
Anybody named, I don't know, Kim.
Not pointing out anyone specific, but Kim.
In case you're going to Google that at some point. I don't know. What's news in your world today, Todd?
We did a story on when people check out, emotionally, mentally for the year. And the date is usually the 15th of December. I announced on air that for me, it's December 23rd at 5:55, literally, when I read that story. So there you go.
I'll bet. So are you, are you filling in over the next few days? You get some time off?
No. I actually decided to act like one of the big boys this year, and we don't have a show tomorrow or Christmas Day. So there was no show to do. But then I was like, can I have the 26th off? They're like, sure, we'll get somebody in. And I was like, while we're at it, let's take the 29th too. So I'll be back on the 30th. So I get a nice 6-day break. And let's be realistic. I phoned it in the last 2 days. I went out there and I said, I'm going to lean on my God-given talent and the fact that I know these stories. There's nothing new. So I'm not going to lie. I didn't do a Todd Piro level preparation. But in 2026, you brace yourself, America, because the level of insight, clarity, and context that I'm going to provide to these topics is going to be so powerful, so significant that even you fine people of St. Louis, will not be able to avoid bringing me in for a public speaking gig where you pay me some shekels on the side. It's all part of a push to the public speaking. We're going to make it happen, even though I know you say there's no money in radio, and the statistics and financials belie that.
Would the gift card that Michelle's about to receive to Athleta, would that suffice as payment?
Yes. That's what I want. I will come there if you give me Michelle's $47.39 gift card to Athleta. It's enough to get me on a plane.
Good luck prying that out of her hand, for sure. No kidding. So how about Christmas? Any big 1,000-piece toys you have to put together between now and Christmas Day?
That's a great question because I haven't been told that there is preparation involved.
Okay, all right.
And we're going to dinner on Wednesday. Wednesday night, Christmas Eve night. I'm going to get of all 7 fishes in my gullet, along with a lot of wine. So if she needs me to put my Tim the Toolman Taylor hat on, this ain't going well. Those kids are getting some messed up kitty house. Let me tell you.
You need a little advance warning, just like me, no doubt about it. Well, Todd, listen. Merry Christmas to you and the family.
You as well. Can't wait to chat in 2026.
All right, buddy. Have a great one. Have a happy
You
new
too.
year as well. We'll talk to you soon. Appreciate that. Yeah, I got one out yesterday to start putting it together, only to find out it's a dressing table
Womp womp.
for one of the kids, and one of the legs was missing.
Ugh.
Like they didn't put it in the box. Well, good luck getting that spare from China at this point. So I'm having to go to Home Depot yesterday and see what I can do to rig it up to work. We'll see. Maybe the kid won't notice. Maybe she'll be so excited she won't notice. All right, coming up, 2A Tuesday. Stay tuned.
CVS Health supports people in the moments that matter, from picking up a prescription to connecting care. With nearly 5 million daily interactions and serving 185 million consumers and 1.5 million healthcare professionals, CVS Health holds a trusted place in healthcare. By simplifying care and improving health, we're helping people get the care they need. Learn more at cvshealth.com/investor day.
Got any gadgets? Get online protection. NordVPN has a ho-ho holiday deal just for you. Secure up to 10 devices with a single account. NordVPN's Threat Protection Pro feature helps you avoid malware, phishing, and annoying trackers. Just a few taps and you're safer online. Let your gadgets sparkle with online security. Go to nordvpn.com and get up to 77% off plus 3 extra months. NordVPN.
Annie Fry here. If you're nearing retirement or already retired, call my friends Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw with the Retirement Advisory Group. They'll show you how linking to the market is much safer than owning the market for your retirement savings. They are the official financial advisors of my show. Go to retirementkey.com.
Hi, I'm Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, America's largest family law firm. During this time of year, difficult relationships sometimes become impossible. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. CordellCordell.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood, St. Louis.
Is your home ready for the holidays? Beat the holiday rush. Call Zero Res. Spots are filling up fast, so don't put it off any longer. Lock in your deal today at ZeroResSTL.com, and happy holidays from all of us at Zero Res.
Good morning. I'm Kim St. Ange for 97.1 FM Talk. Tuesday, December 23rd, 43 degrees now, coming up on 7:31. A 9-year-old girl has died after she was found with a gunshot wound in a burning North St. Louis home on Sunday. Her mother was also in that home at the time and is said to be fighting for her life right now. No arrest has been made as of Monday afternoon. Metro Transit is turning to 3D printing to try and save some money. The agency will use the printers to custom make certain repair parts for its buses and light rail cars. Metro says the initial investment of just over $51,000 for 5 of those 3D printers has already saved the agency more than $48,000. In sports, Blues lost to the Lightning 4-1 the final, and Illinois certainly has bragging rights for the next year after crushing Mizzou yesterday, 91-48 the final. Not good at all. All right, I'm Kim St. Ange for 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Traffic from the 97.1 FM Talk Traffic Center.
Well, crews have been dealing with an accident this morning involving multiple vehicles and a tractor trailer on eastbound 70 past Natural Bridge, and still only the right lane is getting by. That's the biggest jam we have this morning behind that, and it's almost back to Lindbergh. Then we had a report of an accident, Highway K at Whispering Oaks, but for the most part, we look great this morning. Light traffic out there on 64 and 44 and 55. Quiet on the Illinois side as well. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Let's talk about Golden Oak Lending for just a minute and their 4.5% interest rate they're offering right now for you. That's right, for you, for me, for anybody who goes to their website at goldenoaklending.com or calls them at 314-567-GOLD. It doesn't matter. If you own a home, if you've got equity in that home, you've thought about doing a little repair at the house, or maybe you've got big credit card debt that's just laying out there, and you're paying out thousands of dollars to a credit card company that's charging you 30% interest, don't do that. Tap into that equity. Call my friends at Golden Oak. They can help you. They can close these loans in as little as 8 business days. Think about that. You could be debt-free. You could have that wrapped up in your home loan, and the average cash-out customer is saving themselves $1,100 a month. That's money in your pocket, plus you skip a couple of months of house payments when you refinance. So even if you're buying new, that 4.5% rate is good for you as well. Of course, it's a 15-year FHA loan and a 5.442 APR with 20% equity and qualified credit. Additional terms apply, but call them today at 314-567-GOLD. Their NMLS number is 114937. What stresses you out about the holidays? Maybe it's getting that house just perfectly clean. If that's the case, call my friends at Zero Res. Marc Cox here. Is your house ready for the holidays? Well, here's your phone number, 314-474-2020. That gets you to Zero Res. Here's the deal. If you need your season to be jolly and you don't want to stress out and you want to make sure the house is perfectly clean to impress your in-laws and your friends when they come over, just remember, you can Zero Res anything. They can do grout and tile and carpet and air ducts and hardwood. It is for your home and your business. Zero Res can handle it all. They do it with zero residue, no harsh chemicals or cleaners, and your house is beautiful. Go ahead and get it clean. Don't miss out. Call 314-474-2020. Tell them you want the 97.1 special. The spots are filling up fast. Go to ZeroResSTL.com.
To Freeburg, 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go.
If you ban them in the future, the bullets will have been shot and there won't be any more available.
So you don't shoot deer with a bullet that size. If you do, you could cook it at the same time.
Put that double-barrel shotgun and fire 2 blasts outside the house.
That is without a doubt the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
This is 2A Tuesday, brought to you by the Range St. Louis West.
All right, happy to have our friend Mark Walters back, host of Armed American Radio and Armed American Radio's Daily Defense. How are you, my friend? Merry Christmas.
I'm doing wonderful. Merry Christmas to you, Mark. Merry Christmas to you, St. Louis. And Kim and I, we've already had our conversation. Good morning, Kim. Merry Christmas to you, too.
Thank you.
Oh, man. So much to look forward to in 2026 when it comes to the Second Amendment, because I just have a feeling, like I had this feeling last year, that this is going to be the year that the Supreme Court is finally going to clear up all of this confusion that steps on the Second Amendment rights of all my friends across the river here in the state of Illinois, and maybe, according to this DOJ effort, in Washington, D.C.
I hope you're right. And I'm like you, I'm overly optimistic, I think. Maybe a little bit overly. I have to put the word overly in there, but I remain optimistic. The Supreme Court, in their conferences right now, has not declined to hear any of the cases yet, so they're still floating out there. And the most important ones of all that are going to impact the states that you mentioned will, of course, be one form or another of one of the cases that they have in front of them, and there are 2 right now, that being an assault weapons ban case. And I'd really like to see them take the Connecticut case. If they do that, it will lay to rest, finally, what they didn't do in the Fourth Circuit that we've talked about so many times before when that case was before them, the Snopes case, that could have cleared this up a year ago. We would have had an answer already coming up this summer. Hopefully we'll get let me rephrase that. Hopefully we'll get an answer coming up this summer because we missed our opportunity this past session.
Yeah.
So I hope you're right.
It's a good point. The DOJ put out a press release when it sued Washington, D.C., saying this: the MPD's current pattern and practice of refusing to register protected firearms is forcing residents to sue to protect their rights and to face wrongful arrest for lawfully processing protected firearms. So, in other words, people in D.C. can have these weapons, but they have to register them, and the city is refusing to do that, or the police are refusing to do it?
Not that they're refusing to do it because they've been sued into compliance. It's massive delays.
I see.
It's lollygagging around, and I'm proud to be on the board of the Citizens Committee for the Right to Keep and Bear Arms. And because when we see stuff like this, Mark, what this is, and I'll quote Alan Gottlieb, a right delayed is a right denied.
Yes.
And that's what's happening. And we see this foot dragging. And again, we point back to all of these blue states, and there are 12 in particular. We could name them, but we don't have enough time. I think everybody knows, particularly if you live behind one of them, that blue wall, ladies and gentlemen, you know the states we're referring to. But it's a constant foot dragging no matter what. And we've seen a huge amount of this in a post-Bruin environment where they said, okay, well, we know we have to comply with the Supreme Court. We're just going to make up our own rules, force them to sue us into compliance. It will take them years, cost them a fortune. In the meantime, we'll drag our feet and we'll delay processing, we'll charge fees, and we'll make people sue us. That's the pattern that's been going on for the last 20 years. And honestly, they've been very effective at it. And thank God for organizations like the Second Amendment Foundation, the Citizens Committee, the National Rifle Association, the Firearms Policy Coalition, et cetera, who are at the forefront and the tip of the spear of suing these localities and states into compliance with the Bruin decision. It's been maddeningly frustrating, but not unexpected, frankly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I share your frustration on that. I don't even know how they've gotten away with it for as long as they have. We're talking to Mark Walters with Armed American Radio. I see you got a great story here on Armed American News, dealing with the DOJ also suing the Virgin Islands over their lack of gun rights. I mean, I remember the Turks and Caicos story where a couple of Americans showed up down there and they had a travel bag with them, and at some point they'd used that bag to go to the shooting range potentially, and they found a bullet in the bottom of that bag when they scanned it, when these people arrived in like Turks and Caicos, and they wanted to put them in prison for 10 years. Now, the Virgin Islands thing is not that bad, but still, I'm glad they're addressing it.
Well, they have to. And keep in mind, first of all, the one thing that I've got to go here, ladies and gentlemen, if you travel, never travel with a bag that you use to go to the range.
Right.
You're a human being. I'm not going to call you stupid. However, I'm not going to go that far. We're human beings and we make mistakes, but it's very simple to do. And I travel a lot for my job, particularly coming up starting in January through July. I'll travel to a number of functions, including, things like the SHOT Show. I got to go to the Convention for Attorneys on Retainer, and we'll be at the NRA convention in Texas. So, guys, separate the two. Have a range bag and have a travel bag. Do not put the two together. Now, the big question is, when you talk about that one particular case going down to the Turks and Caicos, my question is, because they went through Atlanta, why wasn't it caught when they went through security in the United States
That's a good point.
Okay, and it gets down there. Now, I've had that happen to me in the past where I found a small 22 round tucked way underneath in a suitcase, and I wrote a column about it for Concealed Carry Magazine many years later, or many years ago, called Tink, Tink, Tink. Is the reason I titled it that was because when I got in to clean my suitcase, it fell out and it hit the tile floor of the hotel. Tink, tink, tink. I went, oh, no. How did I get through with that, right? So we're human beings. We can make mistakes. And if we do that in a particular place, we could wind up seeing ourselves like a 74-year-old woman in prison for 6 months because she didn't have the $8,000 to pay the fine in the Bahamas to get back home. Guys, it's real simple. Just think ahead.
Well, that's what's crazy, the fines. And Mark Cox, I think you've asked the question, where is that money going? When TSA fines you, for TSA, if you're traveling, where does the money go? Because it seems like it's just an arbitrary number of like, oh, yes, we're going to charge you $5,000 because we want to.
Well, if it's in one of the Bahamian countries, it's probably going in the pocket of the people who are charging her the $8,000, right? As far as the United States, it depends. And, as my son just turned 21, and I made it clear he was traveling. We sent them out to the America Fest. They just got back on
nice.
Sunday evening. Yeah, they had a wonderful time. They got to hook up with some of my partners, and they had a blast and got to see it all. It's the second time they've been, and they loved it. But, he just started carrying his firearm regularly after September 30th when he turned 21. And I reminded him when he went to pack his bags, do not take that bag. Don't even think about taking that bag that you take to the range. Now, he's learned that from me. But I take it, those fines could be anywhere from $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, and they can charge you. Now, in Atlanta, it'd be a mistake. They let you go back out to your car. They're generally not that strict because of our permitting process here, et cetera. However, that doesn't mean that they can't fine the crap out of you, which they do.
Even if they do, I had it happen to a friend of mine. He got a bill for
Yeah.
$5,000. He
Yeah.
forgot that he had his concealed carry gun in a briefcase, and of course they caught it. They told him he could go to the car and put it back, but they got his name. And a month later, a $5,000 fine arrived at his house. He had to hire an attorney, and he negotiated it down to like $500. But still, they'll do that to you. And I'd love to know where the money goes.
They absolutely will do that to you. I have no idea where that money goes. I don't think they know where that money goes, just like Tim Waltz doesn't know where the $9 billion in stolen funds goes. Who knows where that money goes? And when you're dealing with the city of Atlanta, they've just admitted that 315,000 votes were illegally counted after the fact. And that's where Atlanta. So who knows? I have no idea. It's a black hole for sure. But the bottom line is you don't want to find yourself in that position to begin with. And I wish we had more time to talk about these things, because you just mentioned a great point when you said your friend had a gun in a briefcase. That's why I'm not a big fan of off-body carry. It's easy to remember or forget that you might not have that gun on your person all the time, so it's in a briefcase or a handbag, something like that.
Yeah.
Golly, you've got to remember those things when you go to travel, for crying out loud.
Same for a spare mag, Mark. And I probably told you that story, but I got caught with a spare magazine in a backpack. And I flew through St. Louis TSA, and they didn't catch me. They caught me at Ronald Reagan Airport in D.C., and I thought I was spending the night at the Hooskow. And they checked my criminal background. I told them I was a concealed carry holder. They confiscated my $40 magazine and all the rounds that were in it, and they let me go on my way. And I got a letter a month later telling me, we've decided not to fine you, but we are going to prevent you from using TSA PreCheck for 5 years. So they banned me from TSA PreCheck.
Well, you can find yourself inadvertently on a no-fly list that you're not even aware of.
That's
and
true.
You don't know who's making these decisions. And again, the easiest thing, ladies and gentlemen, and it's a good time, it's timely to talk about it right now because so many millions of Americans are traveling over the holidays. Please, please, please remember, if you carry a firearm, not to make these mistakes. Double, triple check your bag. Dump it out. If it's a backpack, I know I don't use that backpack, but I check it anyway. It's just a good habit that I've gotten into. And look, it happens to the best of us. It happened to Ted Nugent's wife, Shemaine, a few years ago when she got caught with a firearm in Dallas inadvertently. And, massive fines, no arrest, but thousands and thousands of dollars, and it made national news. You don't want to be in that position.
Well, my friend, enjoy your week off. You're taking a little time off too, right?
Yeah, I'm doing the Todd Piro thing. I'm taking the 6 days off. I was listening to Todd talk, and I'm for the first time. I taped yesterday's show, so Sunday's show was my last live show until Sunday, and I don't know what I'm going to do with myself other than play guitar very loud until my fingers and ears bleed, and I'm sure the neighbors are upset. I'll turn it down on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day.
Hey, Mark, you could play the guitar with him.
Sure. Yeah, not with him. I could play the guitar, not at the same level Mark does. He's very good, my friend.
We'll have to put that together. We need to rock and roll together. We'll put that together.
Give me a really simple rhythm part, and maybe I can keep up with you. We'll see. All right, Mark. Merry Christmas. Have a great New Year, and we'll talk to you in the New Year.
Oh, I love you guys, and thank you for the fight and everything that you do, and for bringing me on the program. I love it so much. Merry Christmas, St. Louis. Merry Christmas, Kim. Merry Christmas to the staff and to you too, Mark.
All right, Mark. Thank you. Armed American Radio, Armed American News. Go check him out there, and you'll he's a great American. You'll love Mark's show on a weekly basis. All right, what are we talking about at Kim on a Whim?
We were talking earlier this morning about that Pennsylvania bus driver who put up some sign saying you have to speak English on the school bus for the students, and she ended up getting fired over it. And I'll tell you what, we really sparked a big conversation about that, about how crazy some of these kids are and the lack of punishment. I want to talk again about that because people have some strong opinions about it.
Traffic from the 97.1 FM Talk Traffic Center.
Well, good news in traffic. They have cleared the accident eastbound 70 past Natural Bridge, and things have thinned out. We now have a stall westbound 6440 past 170. Watch for that one in the right lane. And an accident on 70. This one is eastbound past Riverview, and we've got some slow-moving traffic behind it. Other than that, we're in pretty good shape, at least on the Missouri side. On the Illinois side, we've got a slow-moving train, Route 3 at Monsanto Avenue, and a jam there. But things look fine on the bridges. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
From our family at Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation to yours, happy holidays. this up, Mark. I'm freezing my back. That's all.
Relax, Grandpa. Air Comfort Service is on their way. Aubrey, you're not doing anything. You want to let me know when they get here?
Honey, her eyes are frozen shut. Gus.
Avoid a 5-alarm emergency with an HVAC system check from Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Learn more at aircomfortservice.com.
Merry Christmas.
Hey, it's Annie. Christmas is a time of hope. It's a time of excitement, and it's also a time to be still. Merry Christmas to you from my family, from my kiddos, from our family here on the Annie Fry Show. God's peace.
If you want thick, healthy, gorgeous hair, then you need Hair Volume from New Nordic. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy, Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
We, without hesitation, recommend that anybody work with ThrottleNet. The experience will be as good as it's been for us, for anybody, because you'll get a true partnership and you'll be able to rest easy that you're going to get the service that you need while they're also doing all those things that you don't want to have to think about, that you don't want to have to worry about. They're always doing that in the background for you.
Don't wait for your next IT crisis. If your business depends on technology, you need a partner that's got your back. Contact ThrottleNet.com to get a free IT evaluation and see how we can support your IT everything.
Is your home ready for the holidays? Beat the holiday rush. Call Zero Res. Spots are filling up fast, so don't put it off any longer. Lock in your deal today at ZeroResSTL.com, and happy holidays from all of us at Zero Res.
You're back with Marc Cox and Kim St. Onge. The Marc Cox Morning Show, 97.1 FM Talk. Kim on a whim.
I'm curious to get all of your opinions about this whole situation out of Pennsylvania, where there's this bus driver who had posted some sign on her bus because she says there had been some rowdy bilingual students who had a history of riling up the other kids on the bus, and they would specifically speak Spanish. So she puts up this sign on the bus that says, out of respect for English-only students, there will be no speaking Spanish on this bus. Now, the conversation that we got into, which I think is an important one, is, okay, if you have a bunch of ruthless kids who are being bullies, what are you supposed to do about it? Because, yeah, I'm hearing there's a lot of cameras on the buses these days, which is what some of you were telling us on our text line, which, by the way, is open, 314-241-9797. But then who takes the time to actually watch the video? How often are they ever disciplined? Is it up to the bus driver to alert the school district to say, hey, we're having a repeated number of kids who are causing issues. I'd like you to review this camera footage. Are they then suspended? I have a hard time believing that you would have any disciplinary action these days.
I can't. Well, there's no disciplinary action in general.
But especially on a bus, because it seems like it'd be a lot easier to have bullying go unchecked on a bus, because if you're in the classroom and the teacher catches you, they can march you down to the principal's office. Not that that stops a lot of the bullies, but that would be the course of action, and then that could potentially lead to suspension or, even a kid getting expelled at some point.
I thought they had cameras on all the buses.
Right, but my point is, are they really effective? Is the bus driver supposed to report that to the school district, and then what? The school district actually has somebody sit down and watch the footage and then call out the students who are seen in the video bullying?
Kids are fearless these days. I remember when it was a big deal to get sent to the principal's office because you generally knew you're going to be in more trouble when you got home at the end of the day. Kids don't have that fear anymore. What, they go home and their mom and dad yell at them and send them to their room for a couple hours where they lay on social media and do God knows what? I mean, there's just no consequence for actions in the majority of households these days.
Well, if you were to send a kid to their room with their phone and they're able to get on social media, that would be probably the opposite of punishment. In fact, don't you think many teens these days would want that?
Sure,
yeah. Send me to my room. I'll happily go sit in there for 3 hours and scroll on TikTok.
That's why you used to prefer ISS to having to leave school, right? You could just sit in school suspension and talk with your friends. We called it the box at my high school.
Is that from personal experience? ISS?
We called it the box.
So that's a yes. Mark spent time in ISS.
If you ended up in school suspension for some reason, like maybe for too many tardies, getting to school late too often, then you had to go to the box. And it was like, I wouldn't call it solitary. There was a really high window that let a little bit of light in, but that was about it. You didn't want to be in the box.
I had to clean transparencies for my French class because I was late too many times. That was not that bad.
That's horrible punishment.
Wow. You know what we need is like the movie Matilda. I'm gonna venture to guess that neither of you have seen the movie Matilda.
Multiple times.
Really? Okay.
My daughter loves it.
The chokey. That's what we need to implement here, just the chokey. In fact, there was a news story I saw the other day where some school district, I forget where, but they had something kind of similar to that. And understandably, people were like, this is ridiculous. This is torture and abuse for the kids.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Bindy's asking on Facebook, do school buses have an adult riding along because the driver has to drive? That's really what would be effective. The problem is they would say, well, we don't have the money to support that. We need more tax dollars to be able to hire someone specifically to sit on the bus and watch the kids and make sure that they're not misbehaving. And honestly, even if there was an adult, what would they really do? Because now the administrators are told that you can't even touch the student. It's like an open hand, what is it, palm up policy or something like that. Can't do anything. So with it, hey, stop saying that. Well, that's not going to work for some bully, right?
They need they've just about got to institute something like that. I mean, I thought it was pretty ridiculous that this lady ended up losing her job, and the soundbite you had is she's basically saying, I don't know what I'm going to do now. I mean, it's not like it's the highest paid job in the world for the amount of grief you have to take, right?
Oh, yeah. Someone wrote it on the text line. My wife is a principal and regularly reviews bus footage and does discipline for things that happen on the bus. Okay, which district is that? Now I really want to know. Someone else, I drive a bus. Back in 1987, I'm a teacher, got married, couldn't find a job as a teacher, so I was an assistant. An assistant. The driver's job is to get the kids to school safely. They either need a monitor on the bus or to not let the kids speak Spanish.
That's right.
Not her job to discipline.
It shouldn't be her job to discipline.
Well, she can't. She has to focus on driving.
But how would you enforce a sign, number one, unless she was standing up and smacking them every time they said hola? Right? I mean, how would you enforce that? She puts a sign up at the front, English only. Okay, well, your feelings got hurt. You didn't physically get hurt because of it.
Hey, I said no speaking Spanish.
¿Qué pasa?
What if they start holding back the kids after so many absences?
I've now exhausted my Spanish vocabulary. I'm sorry.
I know hola.
Cerveza.
What else? Good. That's about all I know. Oh, no, I was going to say au revoir. That's French. I took French in school. Clearly, I learned a lot. I even studied abroad in Belgium, and I actually, believe it or not, did some interviews in French.
Really?
Yes, and now I don't know squat. Is that not so depressing? They force you to take all these foreign languages. I'm not saying it's a terrible thing, but they force you to take these stupid languages, and then you don't remember any of it. You memorize the words, and then you forget it. Because other countries, they start these kids learning the foreign languages. Like, they start learning English when they're very, very, very young, when it's a lot easier to retain it. Versus here in the United States, we start, 7th grade, 6th grade, maybe is when you begin. And that you're still young then, but my understanding is that when you've waited until that point, it's a lot harder to retain it.
I don't know.
Maybe I'm using that excuse.
I think I don't know, because I see these language tapes you can get and listen to and recordings, and I don't know. It's going to take up. Maybe I could do that and learn a new language, and it would occupy all that space I used to use for memorizing people's telephone numbers, because I don't have to do that anymore. I know that particular space is empty. Don't you remember? You don't remember this, but as kids...
636-537-2481. Oh, I remember phone numbers.
We had to memorize all of our friends' phone numbers.
No, I did. I grew up like that, you guys. I didn't have the dial phones, but I didn't have cell phones until probably middle school, high school.
There's some unused space up there. My wife would agree with that completely. All right, coming up, we're going to get to Christian Kirk. He's the local Tesla owner whose car was vandalized in broad daylight, and what the idiot forgot is that Teslas record everything. So he got caught red-handed, and he's about to go to court again in January. We're going to get the update on that story coming up.
Accidents happen quickly, especially in rideshares. Whether you're the driver or the passenger, injuries can leave you with more than just physical pain. They bring uncertainty, stress, and questions about what to do next. At Kaufman Townsley, we understand the challenges you face. We're here to help you navigate the tough time, fight for what you deserve, and get you the support you need. Kaufman Townsley, real people, real results. Call 314-777-7777.
When you're approaching retirement, there are a lot of questions to answer. Do you have enough money to fund your income for life? How should you claim Social Security? And what's your plan for health care and long-term care? Hi, I'm Eric Robert, Director of Investments with the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel and host of On the Money Saturday mornings at 11 on 97.1 FM Talk. Don't leave your retirement to chance. It's crucial to understand and address relevant risks before you retire. Our team can help you get organized, guide you through critical retirement decisions, and create an investment portfolio designed around your needs. To schedule your free retirement plan consultation, go to clearpathinvesting.com. That's clearpathinvesting.com. Or call us at 636-695-2650. That's clearpathinvesting.com or 636-695-2650. Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member SIPC and NYSE.
When storm damage strikes or it's just time for a new roof, call my friend Cornelius at C. Marion Roofing. This is Ryan Wiggins. I've used him multiple times for roofs and bathrooms. He's licensed and insured for both homes and businesses. Start to finish, he'll handle your insurance claim and get you the job done right, fast, reliable, and with quality you can count on. I can testify to that. Call C. Marion Roofing today, 314-399-2140. That's 314-399-2140. Or type in C. Marion Roofing for all your projects.
'Tis the season, and Quick Trip is turning your phone into the gift that keeps on giving, and giving, and giving. With QT's Holidays. From now till the end of the season, when you open the QT app, you'll automatically get one free gift per day. We're talking classic QT treats like coffee, pizza, or donuts, ready to make your taste buds sing carols of joy. Plus exclusive deals from your favorite brands. With a new surprise waiting for you every day, your phone will be stuffed with more treats than your stocking. QT's Holidays. Open the QT app for your daily gift.
I'm Dr. Nick Barnes at Health From Within Family Chiropractic in Rock Hill. At Health From Within, our mission is to transform the way you manage your health by bringing you the truth about health and healing. We use proven techniques to remove interference in the nervous system and maximize health naturally, without drugs or surgery. Connect with me at healthfromwithinstl.com and join me for Maximize Living on this station every Sunday at 8 a.m. or download the Maximize Living podcast, healthfromwithinstl.com.
KFTK FM Florissant from the Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's Injury Lawyers Studio. Call 314-777-7777.
That's 314-777-7777.
Another drug trafficking boat blown up off the Venezuela coast. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, and President Trump has this message for leader Nicolas Maduro, who's considered illegitimate and wanted for drug crimes in the U.S.
He could do whatever he wants. It's all right. Whatever he wants to do. If he wants to do something, if he plays tough, it'll be the last time he's ever able to play tough.
This is now the 29th strike against an alleged drug boat. U.S. Southern Command says one man was killed, the death toll now topping 100, and it comes as the U.S. targets oil tankers off the coast of Venezuela. DHS Secretary Kristi Noem says the seizures are meant to send a message to Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro that he needs to go.
Fox's Madeline Rivera. The Justice Department has released thousands more files from the Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficking investigation as mandated by Congress. Includes more photos and videos. Fox's Jared Halpern reports.
President Trump says he does not like seeing photographs of former President Bill Clinton and many others included in a Justice Department release of the Epstein files.
A lot of people are very angry that pictures are being released of other people that really had nothing to do with Epstein, but they're in a picture with him because he was at a party.
Democrats have been spotlighting files related to the president. More than a week after the Brown University shooting that left 2 students dead, the campus police chief has been put on leave.
The Department of Education says it will examine whether Brown University violated the Clery Act, which requires universities that receive federal financial aid to maintain certain campus safety standards.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers, the gunman killed himself after also murdering an MIT professor. We just got another report on the economy delayed by the long government shutdown, showing better than expected third quarter growth.
The GDP that is coming out right now is at 4.3%, much better than expected.
Fox Business Network's Maria Bartiromo. Since nobody hit the Powerball jackpot last night, again, it's ballooned to $1.7 billion tomorrow night, the 4th largest lottery prize of all time. America's listening to Fox News.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take DayQuil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the DayQuil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
Picture this, you're on a date, and then bad breath happens. Confidence gone. Here's the truth. Most gums and mints are just bad breath Band-Aids, but not Zellman's Minty Mouth. The functional breath freshener you swallow. Tiny dual-action capsules with mint on the outside, parsley seed oil inside, clinically tested to fight the toughest offenders, even garlic and onions. It's only available online. Go to Zellmans.com, Zelmins, Zellmans.com, code FRESH for 15% off.
Good morning, I'm Kim St. Ange for 97.1 FM Talk. Tuesday, December 23rd, just 43 degrees right now at 8:03, but that warm-up is starting right now. We're talking some 20 degrees warmer by later this afternoon. Dave Murray will have the details here in your forecast, but making headlines locally, the Kansas City Chiefs are officially leaving Missouri and moving to Kansas. The Chiefs are building a new domed stadium, training facility, team headquarters, and an entertainment district in Johnson County, Kansas. The goal is to be ready for the start of the 2031 season. This, as you might know, is a gut punch to Missouri after lawmakers called a special session and approved a $1.5 billion incentive package earlier this year, trying to convince the Chiefs to stay in the state. Nearly 24 South St. Louis County families are without a home just days before Christmas after a fire broke out at their apartment building. Firefighters say the wind just fueled those flames that started at the Arthur Commons complex that's off Lindbergh and Tesson Ferry. Started around 2 o'clock yesterday. Thankfully, no one was hurt. In fact, firefighters were even able to go inside and rescue a dog that had been trapped. Plans for a new Costco here in the St. Louis Metro were just approved. The Lake St. Louis Board of Aldermen voted to give Costco a permit to open at the intersection of Lake St. Louis Boulevard and Hawk Ridge Circle. Construction will start in the spring and finish by the summer of 2027. In sports, Blues lost to the Lightning 4-1 the final score, and Illinois will, unfortunately, as a Mizzou grad, have bragging rights for the next year after stomping Mizzou 91-48. That is not good. All right, 43 degrees now coming up on 8:05. I'm Kim St. Ange for 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Traffic from the 97.1 FM Talk Traffic Center.
Watch out for an accident eastbound 70, really close to Riverview. It's just past there. They've got the left lanes blocked and traffic is stacked up behind it. But that's pretty much it. Other than that, we're looking good, at least on the interstates. Quiet through North County. 64, 40, 44, 55, all looking good, and no delays on the Illinois side. Looks like that slow-moving train at Route 3 at Monsanto is gone. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
Our rather non-December quiet weather pattern continues. A little chilly out the door this morning, but partly sunny and 62 for the high. Cool front comes by tonight, very weak. A lot of clouds, though, 44. Wednesday, partly to mostly cloudy, 69 for the high, 73 the record. Christmas Eve, Wednesday night, cloudy, a sprinkle, 55. Thursday, Christmas Day, partly sunny and 71. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
8:06 right now, 43 degrees downtown at the Arch. You can listen to the Marc Cox Morning Show or any other show on 97.1 FM Talk anytime or anywhere. Just download the free Odyssey app.
The Marc Cox Morning Show is brought to you by Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw with the Retirement Advisory Group, retirementkey.com.
This is the Marc Cox Morning Show.
I'm sorry, Kim, what'd you say? We need a taser for him?
Well, I didn't quite say taser, more like a light buzz.
It might work.
I was walking down the hallway when I heard the music intro to my show, and I'm like, I should probably hurry up and get in there. But Merry Christmas to all of you. Welcome into what will be my final show before the Christmas holiday. Kim and Ethan did not plan quite so well, so they'll be here tomorrow.
Well, and you're off next week, aren't you?
I am. Yeah.
Well, you know, it's funny because I could sit here and say, Mark, well, I have been saying, Mark, you've been ditching us, but I did have several weeks off, but I also had a baby.
That's true.
It's not quite the same as
it's going to be
vacation.
Such a great Christmas at your house this year.
Oh, I know, because
fantastic.
Easton's of the age now where he is really, really excited, and he tells everyone he wants a monster truck, and it's so cute because we saw Santa the other day, and he's saying he actually says, I asked Jesus for a monster truck, and then he always goes rum, 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 and spins around in a circle because we told him we're taking him to Monster Jam next year. It's coming to St. Louis.
Did he ask Santa as well as Jesus?
We've gone back and forth. Yeah, I should be cautious of what I'm saying here.
Oh, yeah, I get it.
Because,
I
never
do.
know who's in the car.
You do, absolutely. So, well, good. That's going to be a fantastic year, and I know the little one will, little Hudson. I excuse me if I call him Huddy on occasion, because one of my best friends, Steve, has a grandson named Hudson.
Oh, really?
And his nickname for him has always been Huddy, and I find myself saying that even though I've never heard you say it.
No, we call him every name under the sun. You know how that's parents have all kinds of weird nicknames for their kids, for their dogs.
Yes, I get it. I just never know. Some people are weird about that. Like, my grandfather did not want to name any of his children a name that could have a nickname. He hated nicknames. So he figured if he named you this, that's what people should call you, not some short version of it.
It's funny because obviously my real name is Kimberly, and my mom, I remember when I was in TV, was so sad when I went from Kimberly to Kim on the air. I mean, this is years ago, back in college, I think. But if you call me Kimberly, I don't mind it. I like the name Kimberly, but it tells me you don't know me very well because I go by Kim.
Right.
Or you're in trouble.
Or you're in trouble.
Or I'm in
if they use your
trouble.
full name.
Especially
Right.
if it's my first and middle. My
Right.
sisters will sometimes call me that.
Exactly. Yeah. My grandfather's name was Bradley, and he did not like to be called Brad. And, I named my son after him, and I call him Bradley, and he only wants to be called Brad. So now I kind of do it just to irritate him.
That's nice, Mark.
I'm just kidding. I would never do anything like that. You all know me better than that. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Still ahead, we're going to get to Christian Kirk. He's the guy who had his Tesla vandalized twice down in Kirkwood last year. Remember when the left was so outraged by some guy named Elon Musk that they had to go out and terrorize people that bought one of his cars? Wait a minute. Many of those people were the same liberals that they supported buying EVs, but they couldn't stand the fact that the maker of one of those supported Donald Trump for president. This is how crazy the people on the left are. But they were mad, and this one of them, who was a Washington University employee, took it upon himself to vandalize people's cars by putting Elon stickers on the back of all the cars. And this one got caught. He got charged. We covered the case then, and we're going to get an update from the victim in this case, Christian Kirk, coming up in the next segment, because I've been anxious to see where this is going. And this guy's hired an attorney, and he's really dragged this thing out in court, questioning whether or not his client was guilty of it when he's on camera. Like, you can't walk around a Tesla without being on 10 different cameras. There's no doubt about the guy that it was him. But of course, now he's not nearly as bold when he got confronted with it. So we'll get to all that for you. Ryan Wiggins is going to join us as well here at the bottom of the hour. So stay tuned for that. Right now, let's get to some of our top stories.
The Marc Cox Shortlist.
This is insane, and this is CBS News / Paramount / 60 Minutes. Personally, I canceled my Paramount subscription today. But Barry Weiss, now the head of CBS News, clearly a right-winger, clearly in line with Donald Trump, has made it clear that 60 Minutes will do the administration's bidding now.
Oh, poor Ryan, or poor Adam Kinzinger there. You feel bad for him, don't you? I mean, he's just so confused. At one point, he actually had an R after his name. He switched over to the Democratic Party sometime after January 6th, and good riddance.
The commitment I have made to protect New Yorkers, to protect Jewish New Yorkers, is one that I will uphold as the next mayor of the city. And we must distinguish between anti-Semitism and criticism of the Israeli government.
Let's hope. I mean, that's his promise, that he's going to make sure that Jewish people are not ostracized or picked on when he's the mayor. But based on his position on a lot of these other things, how do you trust him?
The bottom line is this: when we talk about the threat of Islamism, this political ideology, there is no such thing as individual freedom or liberty. As Charlie said over and over again, it is fundamentally incompatible with our nation's foundation of freedom.
Tulsi Gabbard there pointing that out at AmFest this past weekend, talking about how Charlie Kirk felt about radical Islam and Islamism and how it's inconsistent with our values, and yet in many cities they are taking over. What do you think happens next?
I don't find that at all even beginning to address the many serious questions that have arisen around Bill Clinton here. No evidence specifically he committed a crime, but he can't hide from what's in those photos.
No, he cannot. I just shared one of my favorite photos of all time that I captured when I was at the presidential debate in St. Louis back in 2015. Remember that? In October of 2015, Donald Trump is on stage with Hillary Clinton, and they're debating in the round over there at that debate at Washington University. And the pictures were just classic, and Hillary remembers it fondly.
Back up, you creep. Get away from me.
And what they did to troll, what the Trump campaign did to troll William Jefferson Clinton, was they brought in all of the women who had accused him of either rape or sexual assault over the years. I think there were 4 or 5 of them, and they seated them on Trump's side of the audience. And there was a moment when the internal cameras there at the debate, cut away to a shot of Bill Clinton sitting in the front row, and all you saw were the whites of his eyes because he was side-eyeing those 5 women over there because they were yelling at him and waving at him. And you talk about a cat on a hot tin roof. He was that uncomfortable. And that picture of him must have been used in 1,000 memes by now, where he's just looking sideways at like, uh-oh, I've been caught.
Well, and so will the picture now of him in the hot tub with his hands behind his head. And it's 2 women in there, and they're saying one of them may be underage.
Well, there's a picture of him on the plane with a girl that there's no way she's older than 15 or 16 years old. I'm just eyeballing her, looking at her thinking, there's no way that one's of legal age. What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? And he's in the hot tub with him, and he's, it's just, there are several pictures that came out. Most of them seem to have Bill Clinton in them. That's why they're now claiming that the DOJ is somehow withholding all the other photos that must be out there with Donald Trump in them. It can't just be Bill Clinton. And they issued a statement claiming they want all the photos to come out. Can you imagine the number of lamps that have been broken at Bill Clinton's house this week? Because Hillary's notorious for picking up a lamp and chucking it at his head when they were in the White House. That allegedly happened, according to several books that have been written.
Imagine, or at least hope, that Bill would have given her a heads up saying, hey, just in case these do get released, I want you to know there's a picture of me here. Wasn't he in the pool and it looked like the girl next to him was naked? She was skinny dipping, right?
It's Pedo Island.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, come on. Would he have not say, hey, babe,
Kim,
just so you know?
At this point, do you think there's any picture that would pop up of Bill Clinton that would come as a surprise to Hillary Clinton?
Probably not. Will she go?
I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Wasn't it after that she came out with her weird Southern accent and was like, I stand by my husband? That was a terrible accent.
Pretty much something like that.
I'm not sitting here as some little woman standing by my man like Tammy Wynette. I'm sitting here because I love him and I respect him and I honor what he's been through and what we've been through together.
And I wonder if she still feels that way this morning with the Pedo Island photos all over the internet. I don't know. All right, let's take a break here. We're going to get you an update on the situation over in Kirkwood, where they finally got around to charging the guy last year that was basically vandalizing cars because he didn't like the guy that made them. Not the guy that owned them, but the guy that made them. And now he's slowly working his way through the St. Louis County court system because of charges in Kirkwood. We're going to get an update for you coming up.
Traffic from the 97.1 FM Talk Traffic Center.
Boy, we've had a nice commute this morning, but a couple of issues. And one was an accident on eastbound 70 past Riverview. All right, they're moving the camera now, looking for it. Looks like it's been cleared. So that's some good news. We had a jam through there that should quickly thin out. Things look good. Eastbound 6440 out west into downtown. So does 44. Quiet through North County and looking good on the Illinois side in general. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
This report is sponsored by McKelvey Homes.
Hi, I'm Jim Brennan at McKelvey Homes. Have you always wished for a brand new home in an established neighborhood? Select one of our move-in ready custom homes throughout St. Louis, or we will build on your lot. Visit McKelveyhomes.com and move up to McKelvey.
Read all about it. The Fed just cut interest rates again, and that means now is the time to refinance with Golden Oak Lending. Lower rates mean lower payments, and our customers are saving hundreds every month. Plus, you can make no payments until next year. And if your loan doesn't close, we'll pay for your appraisal. Call 314-567-GOLD today and start saving.
Golden Oak Lending cured my blues.
NMLS number 114937.
License number E2014A.
Hey, it's good to see you.
You know, there's a certain way we do things around here, the Grasser way.
The Grasser way?
We don't cut corners and we don't take shortcuts. Not on the little stuff and not on the big stuff.
We do the big stuff.
That's right. Whole home generators that kick on the moment the grid gives up. Lights stay on, heat stays on, your family stays safe. So your house stays warm.
And your ice cream stays frozen.
Green is always Grasser at GrasserHomeservices.com.
One of the biggest gifts you can give your family is peace of mind. That's why I trust and recommend Civia Law. They've helped so many families, including mine, right here in our community with estate planning, wills, trusts, powers of attorney, and elder law issues. I've seen how stressful it can be when a loved one passes without a plan. Families are left confused, sometimes tied up in probate court, and it can cost so much in time and money. But with Civia Law, you don't have to worry about that. They'll walk you through everything and even deliver your completed documents in just 2 weeks from your first appointment. And here's something special just for you. Mention the Annie Fry Show, and the first 10 listeners right now will get a free strategy session. That's a $300 value. 833-995-WILL. Just be sure to mention the Annie Fry Show when you call. Civia Law has 7 convenient locations across Illinois and Missouri, including in Edwardsville, Swansea, and Creve Coeur. Secure your legacy and protect the people you love. Call 833-995-WILL. That's 833-995-WILL, or visit civialaw.com.
You're listening to the Marc Cox Morning Show on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Hey, how you doing? Yeah? You like putting stickers on cars?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't? Yeah, I got a video of you. You don't know?
No.
Okay. That's fascinating.
Yeah, that was the video the audio of the video, I should say, that was captured from a Tesla back in earlier this year down in Kirkwood, right? When Christian Kirk noticed a sticker that said F Elon on the back of his car and immediately went and checked his cameras back in May, and lo and behold, he sees this guy walk by and do it. So he parked the car there a day or two later. Lo and behold, the guy comes back, does the same thing again. And he went in and confronted him in the coffee shop there. And now finally, charges ended up getting filed in that case. Christian is on the phone with us this morning, nice enough to join us for a bit of a follow-up. 7 months later? Christian, how are you?
Good. How you doing, man?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for giving me a few minutes this morning. Are you calling me from your Tesla?
Yeah, I am. I have bad reception at home, so I'm driving right now just to make sure that I don't get cut off.
No, I appreciate that, seriously. So the gentleman in this case, Bill Howells, was eventually charged. What did they ended up charging him with? Wasn't it harassment or something?
Yeah, that's correct. It's kind of interesting because I was planning on forgetting about it, and then I looked at the court thing, and in July I saw that a lawyer appeared, and then all of a sudden there was a continuance, and so that kind of raised a flag. I was like, oh, he's not like taking this laying down. So there were multiple meetings and hearings essentially where they were motioning to dismiss it. And then at one point, I think in November, they asked me to produce, like they were going to subpoena my phone to get all of the footage. I was like, you guys already saw all the footage. I guess the lawyer had some hunch that there was other video that I didn't include. I was like, sorry. So I gave him everything. And then at some point, the lawyer made some sort of reference to the fact that, hey, if I drop the charges, that he won't sue me. So it got a little weird there. And I was like, I mean, that was also just wild to hear. But I think after they reviewed the footage and saw that there was no additional context or anything, which again, I don't know why it mattered because everything shot was after the guy did the thing and that he was charged for. But anyway, I don't think I don't think the guy's going to try to sue me.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've referred to it as vandalism because that's what it was, but they ended up charging him with harassment because he did it, on two different occasions, right?
Correct. Yeah, that's what I think had it level up to harassment. Otherwise, it's vandalism where there's a little bit of wiggle room. But I think that it was two separate times that's what got him, in addition to the other incidents where he had stickered Teslas around town. So he was cooked, and they eventually agreed. And I think there's a final plea later in January where he's going to plead guilty, but with some sort of caveat.
Yeah, it's called an Alford plea, which is crazy to me. That's I don't know where this ever came from, but that's where you admit that the other side has enough evidence to convict you, the prosecutor. You admit they have enough evidence to convict you, but you're still not basically admitting guilt or something like that?
That's correct.
Oh.
Yeah, it's funny because it just all goes back to accountability. I got to keep my eye on that one. Just that's an interesting way to say, oh, you got me, but I didn't do it. I didn't know that was possible.
What would he even sue you over? That's what I'm not. What grounds does he have to do anything against you?
Well, my understanding was there could be some sort of, with me putting him on blast and putting the video on the internet.
But he's on public property. We're photographed all the time. I remember working in TV. As long as someone's in a public space, you can record them and put them on TV. You don't have to go get their permission to say, hey, can I use your image on social media or on a television, to broadcast out to millions of people.
Correct. And I think to your point, it was an empty threat. It was a bluff essentially. And I swiftly called him on it. I had a lawyer contact him and actually just kind of say, hey, Christian lost a lot of working hours that week due to, distress. And, so then all of a sudden we flip the tables because anytime somebody tells you they're going to sue you, you just tell them you're going to sue them. And then all of a sudden it just gets uncomfortable, and so he quickly, I kind of, realized that wasn't going to be a good play.
Looking back on it all, and I know it's not completely over with yet, but you're close to a guilty plea in this case. Isn't it just crazy that back in May of this year, it's hard to believe, people were so whipped up over the kind of car you were driving because not because of you, but because of the man that manufactured the car who had some tie to a president they don't like, that they thought it was okay because you're part of a Tesla owners group and you're not the only one who was impacted by this, right?
Correct. Yeah. Other people have had, things happen to their cars. I know an individual. It's funny because people now seek me out, but I know an individual who drives a Cybertruck. He is part of a very well-known establishment. I'm not going to say what it is, but a minor keyed his vehicle in the parking lot of this place, and the establishment is actually not going to, or they refuse to give the identity, even though he had the person on video. So there's a whole thing happening there. He told me not to say anything more than that, but yeah. It's wild. This guy was actually there's big time damage, and there's people protecting this person who committed a crime, which is really wild.
So were his cameras on the fritz? How come he didn't get a picture of him doing it?
Oh, he does.
Oh,
he
okay.
Had it and he took it. So imagine I'm going to make up another business, but he's at pretend you're just at a business and you say, hey, this person, this other member of your club did this to my car, and the club said, yeah, we're not going to give out member information.
Unbelievable. That's just,
yeah.
It's hard to believe. Well, I tell you, Christian, I appreciate you joining us with that update this morning, and please, you and I'll keep in touch. And when the guilty plea happens at the end of January, I might even show up over there myself to witness that. This guy's gotten off way too easy.
For real.
All right, my friend. Hey, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to you.
Yeah. Have a good one, man. Happy holidays.
Take care. All right. Bye-bye. Yep. Christian Kirk there. The vandalism victim, and this guy's threatening to sue him.
What a joke.
I hope the guy doesn't have a job anymore, to be honest with you, because of his arrogance and all this and trying to weasel out of it. He's on camera doing it, all because of his dislike of Elon Musk. Briefly, probably loves him now that he's not talking to Donald Trump again. Wow. Imagine that. All right, coming up, we'll get to Ryan Wiggins. He's telling me there's a new drug on the street that's apparently a lot worse than fentanyl. I had not heard about that. But we will check in with Wiggins America when we come back. Stay tuned.
The team at Ricken Financial want to help you make educated and informed decisions about your retirement strategies.
Why not rely on individuals who can optimize your thinking and optimize your plan and optimize all the resources and show you what's all available to be able to make a truly informed decision?
Call Ricken Financial today, 314-207-6211, or online at rickenfinancial.com, and join us for Kickin' with the Rickens, Sunday at 1 p.m. here on 97.1 FM Talk.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
Hey, Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box? Is this tree good for climbing? How are babies made? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Talking to them about gun safety in your home is a good first step, but you can do more. Always keep your guns locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Make your holidays brighter with the Ruler Foods app. Get exclusive savings, browse the weekly ads, and even order delivery all right from your phone on the Ruler Foods app. Plus, unwrap over $75 in digital coupons every week when you shop with the app. It's the easiest way to save big and keep your season stress-free. Don't wait. Download the Ruler Foods app today and make this holiday merry and affordable. Celebrate the season with low prices on everything you need. Hurry into Ruler Foods today, where you'll save more and stress less this holiday. RulerFoods.com.
You've been listening to the very popular Wellness One for many years, Saturdays and Sundays on 97.1 FM Talk. We're happy to share that we've expanded the show to 4 times a week. Yes, 4 times every weekend. Saturday at 10 a.m., Saturday at 8 p.m., Sunday at 9 a.m., and Sunday at 2 p.m. It's the same great show designed to cut through the nonsense and provide you a common sense, science-based strategy for a healthy life. So join TJ and Aaron for Wellness One. Now 4 times a week on 97.1 FM Talk.
I'm Nicole Murray with Your Money Now. Mercedes-Benz has reached a nearly $150 million settlement with U.S. states to resolve a long-running investigation into allegations of diesel emissions cheating by the German automaker. The carmaker said the deal effectively ends its legal issues in the U.S. over Dieselgate, the emission scandal first reported in 2015. ServiceNow will acquire cybersecurity startup Armis in a nearly $8 billion deal expected to close next year. The enterprise software company said the deal will bolster its cybersecurity capabilities in the age of artificial intelligence. New data says that more than 20,000 employees left the Department of Agriculture in the first 5 months of President Trump's administration. About 3/4 of those employees left the USDA through a financial incentive program. Futures are slightly lower before the markets open. Monday, the Dow Industrials gained 227, the Nasdaq up 121, the S&P 500 up 43. That's Your Money Now.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
FIFA World Cup 2026 is coming soon, but your opportunity to be there starts now through an exclusive offer with an eligible Bank of America Visa credit card. For a limited time, become a new customized cash rewards or unlimited cash rewards Visa credit card holder, and you will be eligible for a chance to purchase FIFA World Cup 2026 tickets. Learn more at BofA.com/cardFWC26. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America NA in partnership with Visa. Terms apply. Rights reserved.
Traffic from the 97.1 FM Talk Traffic Center.
Well, looking great now on the roads on this Christmas Eve. We look great on eastbound 70 Warrenton into downtown. No delays. Eastbound 64, 40, 44, we're all looking good. And MoDOT will suspend road work. I mean, the closures that are in place will be in place. But they will start that at noon tomorrow through 6 a.m. on Friday. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Hey, Jeff, looks like your business is really booming, even in a tough time for businesses like ours.
Hey, Mike. Yeah, thanks to LendSeek, our business was able to take care of some outstanding bills and taxes and to purchase inventory and expand our product lines.
Wow. You know, my business needs working capital, but only from a reputable company that I can trust and count on. How does LendSeek work?
Fast and easy. Just apply at lendseek.com. Their AI lending platform gave my business access to over 100 funding programs with one simple application. And it costs nothing to apply.
At lendseek.com, you can receive business funding with no collateral, no prepayment penalties, and no restrictions on how you use the funds. Whatever your funding needs are, seek no more. Our AI lending marketplace has you covered. If you've been in business at least 1 year with annual revenue of at least $250,000, you could get the funding your business needs in as little as 24 hours. There's no obligation, so apply today at lendseek.com. That's LENDSEEK.com.
Hi, I'm Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, America's largest family law firm. During this time of year, difficult relationships sometimes become impossible. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell Consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. CordellCordell.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood, St. Louis.
Born in the Midwest, built on common sense. 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
It's the best time of the year. I don't know if there'll be snow, but have a cup of cheer.
I get so angry, and I find that the thing that I get angry about are from the perspective of a son. You know, like I really went off on George Clooney, and I really went off on the Pod Save America guys, and the reason I did is because I think they're a bunch of arrogant. I do. I think that Jake Tapper is a pompous, arrogant.
Wiggins! Oh, Wiggins! Well, at least he didn't say that about Ryan Wiggins. How are you?
He would never say that about me.
Hunter had himself a day yesterday, man. He was on a podcast calling everybody out.
Yeah, I got to see a little bit of this just this morning because I'm waking up to the news and going, whoa, what is going on? He apparently was calling out his own dad's policies in some ways, too, on immigration.
Oh, on illegal immigration. Yeah, he absolutely did. Here, I've got that one, in fact. I'm so happy you mentioned that.
Vibrant immigration. But we don't want immigrants that are coming here illegally, draining us of resources, and also in being prioritized above people that are actual literal heroes that are coming home, that are still recovering from 20 years of endless war, or anybody else in our society.
Yeah, how about that? Like, wait a minute, where were you during the last 4 years when your dad opened the southern border? Was he just so stoned he didn't realize that happened?
I mean, that's what it looks like because he didn't say any of this during the actual problem until, you know what else he said in this that drove me crazy, Mark? In this interview with Sean Ryan, he said, he goes on to say, Yes, but we had it worked out. We had a bill worked out with some Republican senators like Langford of Oklahoma that would have solved this whole thing, as if they didn't do anything for 4 years, and then right before the election, they had it all solved. So he's hitting some of the talking points, but he's also breaking from it. So it's a weird interview.
You didn't need a new law. You needed a new president, clearly.
Yeah.
That's Trump was absolutely right about that one. Well, one thing that they've stopped, Ryan, hopefully with this border thing, is the inflow of fentanyl from down south. We're blowing up drug boats and all this other stuff. But obviously the biggest problem with the war on drugs has always been the demand. There's still demand for it, and the drug dealers are going to generally find a way to satisfy that. So you're talking about a new drug that's out there that we're not familiar with?
Yeah, this is kind of hitting all over the place, including St. Louis. So I started reading about it as a national story. It's a drug called carfentanil. I don't know why they put the prefix on there, but carfentanil is what they're calling it. And it's 100 times more potent than fentanyl. Now, fentanyl is already very potent.
Yeah.
There's a person in my life who actually died from an overdose of fentanyl that I know. And so I know how quickly it can become a problem. And most people listening have probably never taken fentanyl, hopefully. But just for comparison, if you've ever been on morphine, for pain, carfentanil, this new drug, is 10,000 times stronger than morphine. So we're talking about almost instant deaths often when people are taking this. But of course, because it's more potent, it also gets you that much higher. So people are seeking it out who are drug addicts because it's even greater high, so they want that.
Well, I mean, where are they seeing it? Are we looking at something in St. Louis, or what's the report say?
Yeah. So this is hitting everywhere in the country right now. And I don't know whether this is in response to Trump doubling down on drugs. This comes from Latin America and Venezuela. They're, of course, they're focusing on. But it's funded by China and Russia and Iran because they want to destroy us. And it's been that way for a long time. And so my guess is that they've doubled down since we've doubled down on stopping all of it. And they said, "Oh, fine, we're going to release even more. We're going to get this new potent drug and put it out on your streets." And so it is in St. Louis. It's in every major city. I mean, I'm sure it's outside of the cities too. But St. Louis has noticed it so much that they're responding to it now, at least the county is, and they're putting Narcan vending machines throughout St. Louis County now. There's a grant that they're using, $2.6 million grant to do this, and you just walk up to the vending machine and just punch a button, as far as I understand, and it's free, and the grant pays for the Narcan, but it's to basically save lives. Now, we can debate on whether or not that's the way to go about it. But I'm just saying that because the county's already aware that it's a problem. They're starting to deal with it.
Well, and what's scary, too, is a lot of the more common street drugs, they're lacing them with other stuff that is incredibly deadly. And, if you're buying that, you might not realize that's what's in it.
Yeah, that's actually what happened. Not to go into too much of a personal story here, but that's what happened to a sort of secondary relative of mine a year or so ago. That she was addicted to drugs, and fentanyl was in something that she took, and she overdosed and died. And with this new one being 100 times more potent, we were talking about this on the Andy Fry show yesterday. What's to say that some of this couldn't make its way into something that's not even drugs, into some food or something? Because, I mean, it's so deadly that it's like poison. It gets you super, super high. But, I mean, that's it. That's the highest you can get, because this thing's going to kill you if you take it any number of times. And they're seeing it right now. It's weird, Kim, because overall, opioid overdose deaths are down across the country, including in St. Louis in 2025. And I don't know whether you can trace that to Trump policies or not, but they are down. And now you're seeing this drug flood in, and they're very scared that they're not going to stay down, that they're going to spike like crazy in the next year or so.
I mean, they shouldn't. If you're right, I don't know what to attribute it to, but if the border wasn't closed and now it is closed, They may be finding other ways to get it into the country, but it's at least slowed them down a little bit. I would hope anyway in that case, Ryan.
Yeah, and that's what's interesting is because since you are seeing a reduction in overdose deaths, you wonder if the drug manufacturers and the cartels and the countries pushing this stuff are going, oh, okay, so you're going to cut down on it. Well, then we need to make this more potent, because that's what it looks like this is.
Yeah, it's a good point. Talking to Ryan Wiggins, host of Wiggins America. Kim, didn't we get a very strange request on the text line to ask Ryan Wiggins something earlier?
It was
do you
something.
Remember that?
It was something about deodorant. It says,
like, do you sleep wearing deodorant, Ryan? Why would somebody ask us that question here on the text line this morning?
This is ridiculous, because this isn't me. This has nothing to do with me. This is Ethan Hannaford, the producer for the Annie Fry Show and the Mark Reardon Show.
Okay,
and
get your marks right there. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Just kidding.
We got to get our Ethans right too.
That's
Remember
right.
that.
That's right.
Because this is not your Ethan. This is our Ethan. And he apparently, the rumor was that he cannot sleep with deodorant on. It's become a big thing, and I don't really know why. But his wife came on the Annie Fry Show when we were at Ruler Foods and gave that little tidbit that Ethan cannot sleep with deodorant on. So it's just been a thing. I don't really know, but don't associate it with me.
Wait, is it like
Somebody
he can't? He doesn't, like, he has to wash it off, or he showers and then just doesn't put it on if he's going to bed?
That's more than I care to know about his bedtime habits.
Us too.
Be honest.
Us too, but
I just
for
got
whatever reason, now we have to know that Ethan does take a shower before bed every night, and then he's ready.
So are you in today, Ryan?
Yeah, I'll be in later.
Okay, so there is an Annie Fry Show today, right?
There is an Annie Fry Show today. It's our last one before the Christmas special starts tomorrow.
And then the Christmas special starts during Annie's time slot tomorrow. We'll have Heidi Harris filling in for me tomorrow morning, but Kim and Ethan will be here, and then we'll have Fox News programming, I'm assuming, on Christmas Day, if there's anybody up listening to the radio that early. Because your kids will get you up. If you have little kids, you'll be up early on Christmas Day. I'm not planning on it. That's right. Well, listen, Merry Christmas, my friend, and thanks for all you've done for us over the year. We appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate getting to talk with you every day in the office, and then at least once a week on the air. It's fun. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, Ryan, we'll talk to you soon. Thank
care.
you, sir. All right, yep, Ryan Wiggins here, host of Wiggins America, and you can hear him every day on the Annie Fry Show. Good to get him on here. All right, coming up, I've got some gifts for you guys.
Likewise.
I do? Oh, awesome. Well, we'll have us a little Festivus here when we come back on the Marc Cox Morning Show. Stay tuned.
Traffic from the 97.1 FM Talk Traffic Center.
Well, no surprise that we look good on the roads. Things look great through North County. Now, there was a little bit of volume on northbound 270, just at the Clayton Road overpass, kind of as you head for 6440. But that's it. Other than that, we look great, and that's downtown. It's down south on 55 on the Illinois side, so a really good commute at this hour. I'm Sue Thomas with traffic on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
From our family at Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation to yours. Happy holidays.
You want to hurry this up, Mark? I'm freezing my baguettes off.
Relax, Grandpa. Air Comfort Service is on their way. Aubrey, you're not doing anything. You want to let me know when they get here?
Honey, her eyes are frozen shut. Plus,
avoid a 5-alarm emergency with an HVAC system check from Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Learn more at aircomfortservice.com.
Merry Christmas.
Hey, everyone. It's Ethan from the Marc Cox Morning Show. I just want to take a second to thank all the listeners for such a great year. We couldn't have done this without you guys. I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Also, don't forget, download the Marc Cox Morning Show podcast.
If you're considering an annuity as part of your retirement plan, we need to talk. Hi, I'm Bob Stockdale, Senior Vice President Investments with the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel and host of On the Money Saturday mornings at 11 on 97.1 FM Talk. Annuities can be a useful tool for some retirement investors, but not all annuities are created equal. Every week, we meet clients who own complex annuities that don't suit their needs and, in some cases, actively undermine their retirement plan. Before you purchase an annuity, get a second opinion from the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel. Requesting a consultation is free of charge. To request a free consultation, contact us at clearpathinvesting.com. That's clearpathinvesting.com, or call us at 636-695-2650. That's clearpathinvesting.com or 636-695-2650. Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member NYSE and SIPC.
Is your home ready for the holidays? Beat the holiday rush. Call Zero Res. Spots are filling up fast, so don't put it off any longer. Lock in your deal today at ZeroResSTL.com, and happy holidays from all of us at Zero Res.
This holiday season, when you get them Steel, batteries are included. Buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery. Visit SteelUSA.com for gift ideas and seasonal savings. Happy holidays from Steel. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
From the gateway city to the front lines of freedom, this is the Marc Cox Morning Show. 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Another year has come and gone, and Christmas time is already here. May we suggest a few perfect gifts for the liberal on your list this year? They don't need another sweater because of warmer weather, and they've already got all the fruitcakes. Give them something they've been eating, something to stop the bleeding. This is what you get on this holiday. Get on the limbo letter, the Wright Brothers record, sign them up at Hannity.com. You get them and Coulter's latest, something Ronald Reagan claimed that Christmas tickets can't go wrong. Some Prozac for their climate fears, or Arctic ice before it disappears. Yeah, that's what you get, the liberal on your list this year.
All right, welcome back. One of my favorite all-time Christmas songs. I know it's dated. It talks about the Limbaugh letter and all that other stuff, but it's catchy, isn't it? It's catchy. The Wright Brothers. I'm sure you can still find it online. I don't know as a band if they're still producing music these days or not. I wish they were, because that is some fantastic stuff, isn't it? So in the studio here, we have handed out gifts. We're going to do our little gift exchange now on the program, since I will not be here tomorrow. So go ahead there, Kim and Ethan. What are we going to open up? Decide what you're going to open up first. Kim, something to keep you warm over the holidays.
Okay.
Because you were talking,
whatever it is, I haven't seen it yet, but it's very soft.
Oh, yes, it is. And I'll tell you, you'll be happy to hear that my wife helped pick that out for you.
Okay, this scarf might be the softest thing I have ever felt.
Isn't it nice? And the gloves that are in there, even though they're fuzzy, you can still use your phone when you're wearing them.
Nice. That is the most annoying thing, when you can't use your phone. What's the point?
Yeah, no kidding.
Take your
Ethan,
glove off.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ethan, clearly, you're welcome. Ethan clearly knows me. He got me a taster of Whistle Pig bourbons and ryes that are on here. Piggyback rye, the World Rye, so not the bourbon, and the small batch rye. Thank you very much.
And Mark gave me bourbon right back.
Imagine that.
Hey, who knew?
Hey, you will love that stuff.
I know.
I tried
Looks
that at
delicious.
Total Wine the other day, and it was outstanding. You cannot mix that with soda.
Well, I
you
never
have
do.
to drink it straight. I'm just saying. I always have to feel like I have to couch that stuff for some reason. That is good stuff
Thank you.
out of the bottle. And it'll open up your sinuses, too. So it takes care of
still petting
all
the
the
scarf.
issues. Oh, you
It's so soft.
That is funny. That's funny. Thank you both. Very nice. So I'm just opening up another package here from Kim. This is awkward for radio because
I know, right?
Unless you're watching on the one of the cameras here. Oh, a nice set of golf balls. Thank you.
Whoa. You have to look at the golf ball.
I'm trying to figure out how to open them. They're like
not just a regular golf ball.
They're glued shut. Hang on. They're taped shut, I should say. All right. I've had to violate the package here in order to get it open. Oh,
That's
beautiful. help me, I'm lost. I've got a golf ball that's got Joe Biden's face on it. He says, help me, I'm lost, which is what happens to most of my golf balls, which I think is hilarious. Thank you, Kim. That's very fitting for sure for me this year. Thank you for that.
Kim, is this supposed to be upside down before I open this?
I don't even remember. I've wrapped so many gifts.
Well, there's like the
Who
lids on the
knows?
bottom, so I don't
no,
know.
flip it up.
Okay. I didn't want it to like...
I probably did it backwards.
And Kim knows her audience. She got me a book, says the most hilarious Donald Trump tweets and quotes of all time.
I just figured we could sprinkle them in the show. I just felt like there's always a Trump quote. It's just so spot on.
Oh, we absolutely will. I could probably just pick one at random.
I guess we know the theme for Ethan this year.
Picked it up. Did he get something to drink as well?
Yeah.
I got beers out the wazoo.
Oh, really?
Well,
is that
okay,
what it's
so
called? Beers of the World or
No.
Beers out the wazoo?
No, it's just what I said.
Well, so he loves you. We were talking about how you loved. Actually, had a different idea initially for you, and then I changed course here.
Hey.
And he was talking about how he loves sour beer, and so I went. It's not just sour beer, but I think at least a few of them are sour beer. And there's one. It's like one of them is it like a wheat, but it's like a banana something, and they said that one's amazing. And then there's something that's like I say sherbet, but apparently it's pronounced sherbet.
And I've had this one before, and it's delicious.
And I was told that one's really sweet, but it's delicious.
It is very good.
I was told to drink that one last because it's very sweet.
Wow.
Thank you.
So we all cleaned up here. Thank you
wow.
very much, guys.
Oh, check this out. Oh, my gosh. That's hilarious.
Because
we had the same
I did the
idea.
same thing.
That is funny. Thank you.
Well,
let's see what kind
good.
these are.
Yeah, thank you guys very much. I'll enjoy those. And the golf balls will come in handy because I'm losing them all the time. I might save those to putt with because I don't actually want to hit one and lose it in the woods somewhere. I mean, the next guy that finds it will get quite a kick out of it. But
help me, I'm lost.
That's perfect. That is hilarious.
And still lost from what we can tell,
I had
right?
so many ideas for you. I really had a hard time trying to figure out what to get because there's so many like shirts, for example, that are just like scream Marc Cox. But I mean, you do have a lot of the shirts, so I don't know.
That's true. I try to have one for every occasion. I have way too many shirts.
Well, then good to know moving forward.
As you can imagine, I can always add new shirts to my collection. Thank you, though. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, guys.
Hopefully you have a peaceful and nice holiday and get everything you want from Santa. Or Jesus.
We don't know what we're doing yet. I don't know.
What should I say?
I don't know. My 3-year-old says he prays to Jesus for a monster truck. And that's
Wow.
what he just really, really, really wants, a monster truck.
From Jesus.
From Jesus.
Hopefully Jesus delivers.
Yeah, we're hoping.
Well, we were told that the monster truck could be coming.
Okay, all right. Well, that's a good thing. I'm just...
You can always take him out to Bigfoot out in Pacific. He can see the
real
real
can
monster
see the
truck.
actual Bigfoot monster truck out there.
Yeah.
Really?
Kim doesn't know what we're talking about.
No, I have no idea what you're talking
yeah.
about.
It's a real monster truck.
Yeah.
It's famous.
Very cool. Well, we're taking him to Monster Jam so we can actually see them.
Oh, he will
in
love
person.
that.
He's like, oh, they do flips. And he talks about how he has to wear headphones because he needs to, it's loud. He tells every time you talk to him, if you ever do, he'll tell you about that.
Well, don't let me forget to say Merry Christmas and thanks to all of you who listen and Happy Hanukkah if you're listening this morning. We couldn't do this without you. We appreciate your support. We love our own community we have here on social media between YouTube and Facebook, and they kind of keep a show of their own running each morning as we watch on here and comment on it. We've got the text line now, which helps us feel like we're getting you more and more involved as an audience. So thanks to all of you for that. I hope you have a very peaceful and Merry Christmas, as merry as you can, and be safe and all that good stuff out there.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you too, Mark. It was a good year. I mean, it was a crazy year, but a good year at that. And let's do it again in 2026.
We will. Great year for you with little baby Hudson too.
Little baby Hudson.
Congratulations.
This was a roller coaster of a year, but yes, that was absolutely the bright spot.
I'm sure it was. All right, Merry Christmas. That's going to do it for us. I'm guessing Brian Kilmeade's in today because I saw him on the couch earlier. So the Kilmeade show's next. Annie Fry this afternoon. Then the Mark Reardon show. These two, Ethan and Kim, will see you tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. along with Heidi Harris. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.